observe about your estate, they are not too big, outrageously big, where those things you guys promised about your smart estate, I've been thinking, with the big estate I see around, I don't know how you guys want to get that, bring them to reality. But I think these are manageable size that can bring about implementation of these things you talked about. You guys you're visionary, and I keep saying that, you know where you're going to, and you focus, and that's why everyone wants to go with people that are focused and people that know what they're doing, and that's why I'm investing.
He's telling smart investors like you watching us, to take advantage. You don't wait to buy land, you buy land and wait. Thank you so much, sir.
That's the word, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Hello, beautiful people. Good evening, good afternoon. Hopefully, I don't know if you have a good morning here also. Thank you so much for joining us for the evening session, day 4 of the Global Family Finance Conference. Mr. Dolapo, I see you. Good evening. I don't know if you're Mr. or Miss. Forgive me. I hope I got it right. Yes, I'm glad to be here again. Yes, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here with us. How many of us were in the afternoon session? Can I see you? If you were in the afternoon, say I was here. If you were here in the afternoon session, I need to see your chat. Yes, good evening, Kayode. Good evening, May Couture. Good evening, Mr. John. I was here. Good. So you know how we do, right? You know how we do. Copy this link and share to your friends, your family members, your neighbors, your social media platforms. Ensure you get people in here to join us, because we cannot be having all of this knowledge to ourselves. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we stated clearly that the family is the foundation for every society. And so if the family unit gets it right, the society would get it right, Nigeria will get it right, Africa will get it right, and the world would be a much more better place. And what sense would it make if it is just you or myself, doing the Lord's work or doing what's right in the society? What about our neighbors? What about our friends? What about our colleagues? What about our society members, our church members, our colleagues? Yes, I've said that already. And even our enemies. So invite them, copy this link, and make sure they join us right now. My name is Ogena Walter Ekubiri. I am privileged and honored to be here serving as your host for this evening session. So for those of us who are here in the afternoon, can you quickly let me know what your take home was? Yes, I can see Dolapo saying Dr. Lumide was shaking some tables. I agree. Dr. Lumide is always bringing it hot, hot, hot. Yes, I can see Mark Idoko saying, good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Idoko. It's great to be here. Yes, Mr. Mark, where are you joining us from? Mr. Victor, where are you joining us from? Dolapo, where are you joining us from? Stephen, Olayinka, Kayode, where are you joining us from? I need to know where you all are joining us from. I am live in Abuja, Nigeria. I'm sure a lot of us are in Lagos, New York, the UK, Dubai. Did you see my amazing co-host, the beautiful Zara Ahmed? She joined us all the way from Dubai. Yes, I can see Mark Idoko saying he's here in Abuja. Hello, Mark. You're welcome. Mr. Kaya, they said he's joining me from Lagos. Hey, you're welcome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, earlier today, we had two amazing speakers. First, of course, our chief host and the person of Dr. Stephen Akintayo, the Odogwu of real estate, the eagle himself, Baba Namasta. And we also had Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, whom I personally refer to as the common sense professor. And it was a loaded session. So I'm just going to run us through a few things we might have missed for those of us who were not here. Mr. Dr. Stephen Akintayo spoke to us about the need for families to have values. the need for families to define their values, be it unity, integrity, faith, love. Your families must have these values just as you have in your various companies, organizations, and or institutions. Your families must have core values that they abide by, and you need to establish a governance structure, okay? From the head to the neck, the spine, whichever way you want to have it, okay? The way you have it in your companies, you may have maybe the CFO, and you have the CEO, Chief Operating Officer, and all of that. The same thing should be applicable in your family. Who does what? Who is responsible for what? He also stated clearly that we need to constantly adapt to change. He also said that we should build strong relationships and have a succession plan. He gave an instance of the Ford companies and made us understand that was the third generation that brought about revolution in that business. So tell me about yourself. What have you been implementing so far from day one to day two? Now we're in day 4. Tomorrow is day 5. And I'm sure you have been receiving a lot of wisdom. So how are you going to apply this in your life, in your families, in ensuring that you do not just apply this thing, but that you also have a succession plan? You pour all of this into your children. Your children, they pour into their children's children, and it goes on and on. Remember to share this link with your friends. I'm waiting for us to be more in number before I would invite our very first speaker from today. So here we have Dolapo said she joined us from Ondo, Nigeria, Mr. Mark from Abuja, Mr. Kayode from Lagos. Wow, Zara, good evening from here, Professor of Common Sense. Yes, thank you for all your comments. Thank you for engaging. We appreciate you. And of course, the next speaker we had in the afternoon session, in the person of Dr. Lumide Emmanuel, spoke to us about the School of Money for Families, okay? And he stated that, there are 7 major problems outside of the basic problems in most marriages, which are communication, sex, money, and unrealistic expectations. He also told us that so much money can be a problem, so little money can be a problem, waste of money can be a problem, absence of financial management can be a problem, financial dishonesty can be a problem, lack of proper management of the family bank. And there he broke it down to human capital, intellectual capital, financial capital, and of course, last but not least, limited income streams. And he rounded up by giving us wise counsel in that we should prioritize financial intelligence. We should have a united plan and values in line with what Dr. Stephen Akintayo has said. We should avoid lies and deception, and we should avoid waste and excesses. So who is ready for this evening session? If you're ready, I need you to type, I'm ready. I need you to type, I am ready. Dolako is asking, where is Zara? You want to see Zara again? We promise to bring her again. We promise. I can see Kemi saying, I'm joining in from Ibadan. Stephen from Ogun State. John from Makurdi. Oh my goodness, we have the whole of Nigeria here. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. Good. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, for this evening session, we have 3 amazing speakers. One is a couple, so we'll refer to them as one unit. And of course, we have BC Adewale. The couple goes by the name Mr. and Mrs. Oluwashakin, and I cannot wait to introduce them. But before we carry on with the introduction of our guests, remember to post your testimonials across social media platforms with the hashtag GFF2024, hashtag GFFC2024. Encourage people to share, make others join in. It's free and you definitely get a lot of value for this. There's also a WhatsApp community. IT, kindly share the link. So Mr. Victor is saying, dear Ogena, can you share a link of the recording for this first session and Dr. Emmanuel Olumide and Dr. Stephen Akintayo? Definitely, we would definitely do that. Definitely. I'm sure the IT team have seen that, and then I want to say thank you for that feedback. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for today's session. Get your pen and papers ready. And our first speaker for today is Mrs. Felicitas Oluwasegun. She is a dynamic minister of the gospel with the divine call to establish God's glory in the family unit. Through her ministry, Family Treasure Ministries International, Dallas, Texas, she helps to restore hope, strengthen and build godly, heaven-focused marriages and families. Felicitas has coached and encouraged countless singles and couples on how to sustain a healthy relationship and thrive in marriage, standing by each family in prayers. She's an ordained pastor and she runs Family Treasure Ministry International, Dallas, Texas. Her warm personality, paired with her candid communication style and deep desire to help relationships, marriages, and families excel, has attracted singles and couples from all over Dallas and North America. She conducts Family Treasure meetings twice every month in a loving and non-judgmental environment. She's a graduate of agricultural science and holds an associate degree in health information, technology, and management. She is a multi-talented entrepreneur. She is an author of the book Quick Buttons for Singles and Married. She has been married for more than 22 years, ladies and gentlemen, as she continues to enjoy marital bliss with her husband, who is also here, and her 3 children. Ladies and gentlemen, with a resounding round of applause, let us make welcome the beautiful, enigmatic Amazon, Mrs. Felicitas Oluwasegun. Come on, let's give her a round of applause.
Wow.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes,
Or good afternoon for you, right?
Yes, good afternoon over here. Thank you so much. What a wonderful introduction. God bless
Thank you,
you for
ma'am.
that. Thank you so much.
God bless you too.
Yes. So I guess we get started. I want to first of all say thank you to Dr. Stephen Akintayo, my brother, my friend, and to his dear wife, also my sister, and to everyone that has put together this wonderful conference. Thank you for having me to be one of the speakers. And I'm so excited to be here today. I can't wait to unpack what I have to share with all of us. You know, so just like our moderator said, she said, get a pen and get yourself a notebook. Do not miss any word. Make sure that you get something for yourself, because this season must not pass you, okay? So I'm so happy to be here. I have just 30 minutes, and I pray that I'll be able to unpack everything within this 30 minutes. My handsome, lovely husband is here with me today, and he's going to also say his part and probably add to whatever I will not be able to finish. I might not be able to finish. All right, so my topic is managing family finances in the diaspora. I live here in Dallas, Texas, and born and brought up in Nigeria. So don't think I was born and brought up here. I came from Nigeria over here, or we came from Nigeria over here. And so I'm going to be sharing my story with you guys and how God has helped me and what I've done on my own part to be able to be where I am today and keep going by the grace of God. So now, this is very essential. Managing family finances in the diaspora is very essential to ensure financial stability in marriage and family. Family is very important. And if you don't put your family together, if you don't enjoy the gift of family, the gift of marriage, then you have yourself to blame. So for you to have stability in your marriage or in your family, or maybe in your relationship, because I believe I'm speaking to a whole lot of people, different people, those that are married, those that are unmarried, those that are singles, those divorcees, and all that, widows and widowers. There are a lot of things you need to do so that you can have stability as you keep progressing in your marriage or your relationship. Know that family romance without finances is an annoyance. If you don't have money, you can enjoy relationship. You can enjoy a friendship, because it takes a whole lot. Investment comes into relationship, investment come into marriage, into friendship, into family. So you need money. Money is very important. It's a very strong pillar that will hold your marriage or your relationship together. Now, although this can be challenging, however, to create a pleasurable family life, one must apply wisdom on how to earn money before managing, because you cannot manage zero money. We are looking at managing family finances in the diaspora. So if you do not have money, what are you going to manage? All right. So $0 or 0 naira or 0 pounds or euro, wherever you may be connecting from, whatever currency you may be using, if it is zero, it's going to be equal to zero management. However, God provides the money, but we manage it. The Bible says that God will create our hands, teach our hands to create wealth. So the strength, the wisdom, the knowledge, the ability, and everything on how to make money comes from God. But then your part is to manage it. All right. So if you do not use your money for good, you will waste it. And the very good example we can always go back to is a story we all know about, is the prodigal son. So you can go and ask him what happened. He took a whole lot of money and went, and he didn't plan it. He didn't manage it well. And he wasted all that inheritance that he got from his father. So this is why it is important for us to understand how to manage our finances, so we will not eat with the swines, as in the case of the prodigal son. It is interesting to know that the prodigal son, Japa, all right, this is a slang we that is known in Nigeria. For those that are from Africa, they say people are jackbarring, people are leaving, going to look for greener pastures, coming to the States, going to the UK, going to Canada, and all that, Europe and everywhere. So it happened before. The prodigal son actually jackpot, if you want to look at it that way. He went abroad. However, because he did not, because he had no financial management skills in the diaspora, he failed and returned home broke. He failed because he lacked knowledge. He did not understand how to manage money. Well, my husband and I live in the diaspora. Even though we did not jackpot, God relocated us. So I just wanted us to know that we didn't jackpot, God relocated us. We've been here over 10 years plus, and by the grace of God, the Lord has been helping us. So now, one of my top secrets that has helped me to make and manage money is the plan. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Many years ago in my life as a young girl, I took time to meditate on the word plan. And I realized that without a plan, there is no result. No matter how you're going to do it, no matter how you start it, no matter what you put in it, if you don't have a plan, you will not have results. All right? Even God had a plan before he began creation. So I meditated on the word plan, and I broke it down into its simplicity to give me more meaning. And that's how I work with words. I don't just read a word and just go. I read and I dwell on it, and I want to understand it, and I want to break it down. Sometimes it's a compound word. I want to break down the words so that I can really understand, because it is what you understand that you're going to excel with. All right. So and then it gave me more meaning, and this has worked for me for several years in Nigeria, and it's still working for me in the diaspora. And I would like to share this with you alongside some of my stories. So the word plan is what we are looking at. The word plan is what we are looking at. Now, I said I broke it down. I broke it down and I picked each letter of the word. And I said, what would this stand for me, to help me? Because I cannot manage what I don't have. If I don't make money, I can't manage money. If I don't put money aside, if I don't produce, if I'm not productive, I can't manage anything, all right? So I started with the word P. For me, P gave me, I took 3 words for that letter P. P stands for prayer, for purpose, and for preparation. These 3 things are the foundation that I put in place in the first place. I make sure that I prayed about it first of all. I started off by praying. You know, for you to succeed in life, always go for the higher power. And we all know who God is. Praise God. So prayer, purpose, and preparation. These 3 things are the foundation to be put in place first. Of course, prayer does wonders. We know that. You can't ever go wrong with prayer. You can't go wrong with prayer. So prayer is just, committing that thing into the hands of God and believing God and asking God to help you, to support you, to direct you, and to be with you as you go through the journey. So always remember to start with prayers. The Bible says that commit your ways unto the Lord and he will establish you. If you want that business, that career, whatever it is that you have in your mind, please start with prayers. That's what happened to me. I started with prayers. I'll start sharing my story a little bit as I keep unpacking this. First of all, when I'll start with some business I did in Nigeria before I move over here. As a young girl, I had a flair for decoration. I always see myself working with flowers, with colors. Anytime they have little birthday parties in my family, either my dad or my mom or my siblings, I'll be the one going out to cut flowers and do flowers arrangement, blow the balloons, and, try to put the place beautiful and all that. And that stayed with me. I just love it, and I was doing this, and before I knew it, got married, and I still had it in my spirit or in my mind. I just love it. But I prayed about it each time we pray. I said, God, what, when we're growing up, we hear what they say, what you're passionate about, think about it, dwell on it. So I used to just make my prayers anytime I have an opportunity to pray. I said, God, help me. I want to do more on this decoration. I didn't even know how to go about it. But I make sure I pray. That was my starting point. And then the other word there, purpose. P stands for purpose for me. I understood my purpose. I discovered my purpose. I have to find purpose. For you to make money for your family, you must find purpose, especially husband and wife or a woman. You're a woman. I know that a lot of us, we feel the man should provide, the man should do everything. But hey, you don't want to kill that man. You are supposed to be an helpmeet to him. So you don't want to get into the marriage and feel that he should be the one to provide everything. He should carry all the burden on his shoulders and all that. Yes, a man should be the protector, the provider, and the priest of the family. But you as a woman, you need to support your husband. You need to be that helpmeet. You need to be that person that will cushion your husband so that both of you will enjoy the marriage. So I found purpose, Now you can find purpose and understand it. Sometimes you find purpose in a place of prayers. And sometimes you get clarity about your purpose when you pray. That's why I started with prayers. So when I kept praying and the Lord, keeps unfolding these things and keep revealing these things to me, and I just like I said, I just like it. In church, help out, maybe clean the church, maybe help to put flowers on the altar and stuff like that as a young girl, not even knowing where I was going to or what I was doing. The other thing was preparation for me. Now, this starts immediately in your mind. If you do not prepare your mind to succeed, then you will not succeed. You will not. If you don't prepare your mind to succeed, then you will not succeed. The Bible says, for as the man thinks in his heart, so is he. So the P in the word plan, I took it for prayers, for purpose, and preparation. And like I said, this is the foundation. You must have these three things. If you want to have money, if you want to make money, if you want to have a business, if you want to be an entrepreneur, whatever thing you want to do, you must make sure you lay this foundation. Without the foundation, you can't build anything. You can't grow anything. So that is very important. So this really helped me. And when, like I said, when I got married, I'm from Calabar. Born and brought up in Calabar, got married to my husband is Yoruba. And so we lived in Lagos. So I had to move to live with my husband. And we had our first child quite early. And his first birthday came. This is how my business started. Because I always have a play. And I want to do things with my hands. Don't be lazy, ladies. Be relevant. Do something with your hands. The Lord has blessed your hands, has given you these hands, and there's so many things you have in your hands. Remember what God said to Moses. He said, what do you have in your hands? You have something in your hands. So stop giving those excuses that you don't have this, you don't know this, you wish there is something your hands can do. So when we were going to celebrate her son's first birthday, I decided to do decoration for my son's birthday. Remember, this started way back when I was a teenager. And now I got, graduated and got married, and the baby came. So I went to the market. I went to, I think, Balogun or so, and I bought lots and lots of stuff. And I came and I decorated the venue for my for our son's first birthday. And it was beautiful. Then one man came, because I was barely new in Lagos, and I didn't know anybody, young marriage, young wife and everything, young mother. I didn't really know people. So I told a few people that you just invite people, let people come. I'm just excited to do party. It was like my first party, that we had when I got married. So this man came. He was a big man, and he looked at the decoration. He called me. He said, who did this for you? I said, sir, I did it by myself. He said, what? He couldn't believe it. And he said to me, 2 weeks ago, I paid about 10,000 naira. This thing I'm talking to you is about year 2003. So he said he paid 10,000 naira then. That time, 10,000 naira is like 100,000 naira now, and that the person did rubbish. And he said to me, ma'am, I'm going to give you a business. I'm going to make sure you do this. I'll give you a business. I have a friend that is doing his children's birthday very soon. So he got my number. About 2 weeks or 3 weeks after, he called me and he said, you're going to do this decoration. When I went to the venue, meanwhile, the party I had was in my little house. But when I went to the venue of the place, very massive, big venue event center in Lagos. And I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to put the price. I didn't know how to, but because I love doing what I was doing. So I said to them, listen, sir, I'm going to do it free of charge, but you guys buy the materials. So they gave me money. I went and bought the materials and I did it. That was my seed. And from there, that was how I blew up in Lagos, doing birthday parties, decoration for children, 1 year old, 5 year old, 10, everybody. And then this guy was an Igbo man. Igbo people like party a lot. So all the Igbos, they just linked me up, and that was how I started. Why? Because I prayed, I found my purpose, and I started my preparation right in my mind. I knew that I would fly with this. I knew it was something I like to do, I love to do. And so I didn't let that dream to die. It started very early. It's been in me. And that's one thing I want to say. A lot of people want to run away from Nigeria and come to America, or come to the diaspora, or come to abroad, thinking that we pick money on the street. No, you got to work on yourself right from where you are. Don't sit down and say, oh, and start complaining about the government, about electricity, about, yes, those things are meant to be there. But if they are not there, listen, you can still survive. You can still do something. All right. So the other letter in the word plan is L. And I got 3 keys from this letter, L. L for me stood for love, limitless, and learn. 3 things. I told myself, I have to love what I am doing. And that's why you have to be passionate about what you do. You have to be passionate about your talent, about your purpose. So love is a driving force. You must love what you are doing. Love is what will keep you going, especially when it does not make sense to the people around you. It will not make sense to the people around you. So when I started from that birthday parties, I started doing wedding cards. Because I was growing gradually. I didn't even have anybody. Now you guys are blessed with a lot of conferences, mentoring, and stuff like that. When I was growing up, there was nothing like that. There was no social media. But I just love to push myself. I didn't want to limit myself whatsoever. I was just growing. So from doing a little decoration in a living room or in the backyard of my house, I started doing it for people. Then I said, okay, let me do cars. Because I remember my wedding day, I told my decorator what I wanted for my wedding car, for our wedding car, or cars. And so I picked that picture and I started learning. I went again to the market, bought some flowers, started learning how to do flowers arrangements, studying on colors, what color will match with this, what will blend with this. And I started doing wedding cars. When I started, I was doing little cars for 5,000 Naira then, and I was doing SUV for 7,000, 8,000 Naira. Then in the church, one woman came to me and said her daughter was getting married. This daughter, I don't know, I think they used to call that, is it a T-Salat or something? I've forgotten, but it was this big telecommunication top personnel that was getting married. It was a marriage from, the groom came from Port Harcourt to Lagos. It was a big wedding. Can I shock you? They brought to my house 15 cars, and I worked on those cars overnight. So early in the morning, they all came, they drove, parked the car in front of my clothes. We used to live in Festac. And I worked throughout the night decorating the cars. And in the morning, they came, took the cars away. So from that, decorating those cars, another bigger business came. Now I had to do wedding venues. And I was like, God, how am I going to do this? But remember, I said to myself, I will not limit myself, because living as I do not limit myself, but continue discovering my talent and keep moving higher and forward. Listen, the sky is so big. Therefore, don't limit yourself. So when I had an opportunity, a friend of mine, she lives in the UK now, she came to me and said her cousin was getting married and she wanted me to do the decoration. I was like, wow. And so I used her again. I said, because I was learning, every time it's not all about money. Because I was trying, that was my first time doing a venue, but I knew what I was going to do. So she gave me was a primary school field that they used that day. But I went out there, I don't know, it's just God. That's why I say pray. The inspiration, the creativity, the ideas were just coming. Like if I go into a venue, into a space, I know what to do. So I started again. And before I knew it, I had to register my company. And I started doing decoration. I started training people. I used to have bankers come to me for me to teach them on how to do decoration. I started hiring people to work for me. And that's how it kept going. So I was learning and, not limiting myself and also loving what I was doing. The word A there, for me, stood for action and assessment. Now you have to put an action on it immediately. Don't waste time. There's no time to waste time. When that idea drops, when you are prayed, when you feel comfortable, please start the work. Don't wait. Start the work. Okay? Nothing will work unless you do the work. It's enough of praying. It's enough of talking. It's enough of desiring and dreaming. But get up and put the work in place. And that's where you're going to see results. Assessment is to help you appraise what you are putting an action on, evaluate, and probably run it by a mentor. One of my mentors then was my mom. A lot of times I just call her mom, I'll talk to her and she'll guide me in her own little way. But God really helped me. The Holy Spirit was my mentor. But right now, God has raised lots and lots of coaches and mentors around you that you should connect yourself with and learn from them. So put an action on it. When I came to, let me fast forward to the diaspora, because that's the topic, I'm sharing. When I came to the States, and again, another business I did in Nigeria again was cooking. I love to cook. Whatever you like to do, please just promote it. Turn it into money. I love to cook. So one day I went to the owner of a school that was around where we lived. And I said, hey, I have this idea I want to share with you. And she's like, what is it? I said, I just realized that a lot of us mothers, we go to work. You know how Lagos is? You go to work in the morning, you wake up at 5, or I used to work. I worked for about 6 years, and I pulled out and started my business very early. In my early 20s, I was already making good money. So don't say age, you're too small, you want to grow, or you're too old. No, age is just a number. Get on what you have to do and do it quickly. So I approached the owner of the school and I told her that, I want to be making hot lunch for the children. Permit me, I have my teeth. I don't know, I hope you guys get my pronunciation well. I just took out my braces, so my teeth is a little bit sensitive. So, and I'm wearing the retainer. So just that's how I sound, but I hope you're getting what I am saying to us today. So I approached the lady and I told her my ideas that I want to be providing hot lunch or meal for the children. And I want to have variety of this food. And I want to make sure that it's a complete food. So they're going to have their lunch, they're going to have fruits, they're going to have desserts, and I'll be changing the food. And she was so pleased. She was like, fantastic, let's do it. How are you going to do it? Before I went to her, I had a plan. So I told her, this and this is how we're going to do it. We gave it a trial. My darlings, the first time I launched this thing, like people were just paying into my account. So I said, if you want it, pay termly and monthly. And they were paying. And I wake up in the morning, because one of the things that made me to look for another business was that at a point, the decoration work started becoming seasonal. So it's only when there's wedding or when it's Christmas time, because I used to do decoration for banks. When it's Christmas time, I put all those Christmas decorations. I used to do a lot of that on the islands and, Ikeja and all those places. But I realized I was just a seasonal business. I wanted to make money every day. I wanted to. So I started praying. I said, God. And then God brought that idea that I can cook food and give the children, especially to mothers that cannot wake up early to make food, or sometimes they wake up early and make food for the children, but before the kids start eating their meal, it is already cold. And we know schools in Nigeria, they don't have microwave to warm food and all that. So I found a problem and I brought a solution. And then people just signed up. And after that, then I now open up another, I now told them that, okay, for those that don't want to sign up for 1 month or for a term, it was a term I was doing, you can do daily, but make sure you text me before 8 a.m. in the morning. So in the morning, every day, before I get up from my bed, people have texted, sending money, please provide food for 5 children. Teachers are texting. By 1 o'clock every day, I lie not, I was going to the bank. First Bank was my bank. Every day I was depositing. After I have taken out money to buy food for the next day, I was depositing money, 20,000, 25,000, 30,000, depending on the number. This is daily money coming to me, not even the people that sign up for the month or for the term. So I was doing that. And then we had to relocate to America. I cried. I didn't want to come here. Ask my husband. I was like, I am fully established. I was doing okay. My business was doing well. Like I said, my decoration business was doing fantastic. I was training people. I had people working for me. So let me give you one story. There was a day I had a long week, busy. I was tired. And I was just lying on my bed one afternoon and my phone rang. And somebody said, hey, ma'am, I got your contact from someone. I'm having a wedding in a few, I think she said next weekend or a few. It was very short. I think she had somebody she wanted to work with, but maybe it didn't work out. So she called me and said she wanted me to come and do decoration for our wedding, traditional marriage and the white wedding in Ibadan. I knew that I was tired. I knew that there's no how I would go, but I was just trying to be nice to the woman. And I gave her one price like that. It was in millions. I gave her one price that I just wanted to drive her away. I just wanted to say, oh, I can't pay this. No. Do you know what? As soon as I said it, they said, that's fine. They credited my account or they debited my account right away. I got the alert. And I'm like, what? Again, I called my husband. I said, we're going to Ibadan. So we got to get our buses, get our materials. And it was a fantastic work. They provided accommodation for us, took care of us that weekend, and so on. I can go on and on because of just one little idea that I had. And I decided to put an action on that. So action and assessment is very important. The last letter in the word plan is N, and that N for me stood for network and nurture. Network and nurture. This particular aspect is very, very, very important. Very, very important. Now, network is the net that will bring the work to you. Let me repeat myself. Network is the net that will bring the work to you. In other words, if you do not network, then your net will be empty. If you do not network, your net will be empty. A net is defined as a device made of fabric or rope stitched together, used to catch things such as fish or butterflies. It's a device. So networking is a device for you to catch the people that will patronize you, for you to catch the people that will want to, buy from you, for you to catch the people that will want to, support what you're doing. You have to put yourself out there. You have to network, all right? So therefore, to catch work, you must network. A fisherman that has a net, if you keep your net in your room and sleeping, without going out to take that net and throw into the water or the river, he will never catch a fish. It will never catch a fish. If you say, oh, I know all this business, I can do all this, but let me be by myself. If you isolate yourself, you die before your time. All right. So it is very important for you to network. There are different ways to network. Volunteering is one of the surest and best ways to network. My success story in America started when I volunteered to help at the children's library in the city that we lived when we first came. When we came to the state, my kids were very little, I had a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old. They are all big boys now. And of course, my husband was going back and forth. So I volunteered. I went to a library because I wanted to read and I wanted my children to read. So I went to the library. I didn't know anybody. And I just told the librarian there that I would like to help out. Is there anything to do? He said, oh, yeah, you're welcome. Oh. And they showed me around the library. I could help pack the books. I had to stay in the children's section because I had my children with me so I can watch them. So I'll help pack the books, make sure they didn't mess up whatever. I clean up. I volunteered, I think 3 days every week or something like that. I can't remember. Now, when I had an opportunity to get a job, they wanted a reference letter. And guess what? It was the manager of the library that wrote one beautiful, in short, I kept that letter for the longest time. She wrote and she poured out her heart. And when I went to, get that job, the interviewer didn't even waste time. With the reference letter, they just gave me the job. So it's very important to volunteer. It's very, very important to, and apart from getting benefit, you're also helping yourself to grow. You're also helping yourself to grow. So make sure you find the right community to connect or to network, okay? The last, the other word for the N, it's network and nurture. You have to nurture your business. This is talking about caring for it. This is talking about, making it to grow, watch it grow and develop. Don't ever get tired. That's why I say you have to love it. You have to love what you're doing. You have to love you. You have to love your business. You have to love your career. You have to love your profession. Whatever thing you're doing, you have to love it unapologetically. You don't have to explain it to anybody. When I came and I started, I started cooking, and I cooked there. When I came here, I started, somebody was asking, what can you do? I said, oh, I can cook. Say, really? And then I had to make soup for someone. It's a very funny story, but just listen. I didn't have a pot. The pot we bought was just a little pot. Remember, we just moved. This was barely 2 weeks after I moved. We moved there. So I had to go and borrow a pot, a big pot, so I can make a pot of soup for someone. So I borrowed the pot and I cooked for that person. Of course, he paid me. Then, I think after then, one woman came. She wanted to do a remembrance service for, I think she lost her husband. It was a big party and she ordered so many things. Again, I didn't have pots. I went to borrow pots. But after that woman's business, she paid me almost, I think it was $800 and something. She gave me a check. In short, she overpaid me because she was so pleased with what I did or my services. I called her and said, ma'am, you overpaid. She said, no, it's for you, go ahead. So I took that money, went straight to the store, bought everything that I needed to put in my business, bought me bigger pots, bought about 3 pots, bought a frying pan, but I'm still using those things to cook till today. I still cater for weddings, for parties, for graduations and stuff like that. I still make money. If there's no money in the family cannot stand together. You'll be fighting, you'll be calling your husband names, husband will be calling wives names, the marriage will not be sweet. In short, where there is no money, there is no honey. There's no honey. You can't even call me honey when you're not giving me money or when there's no money to do stuff. So if you want to enjoy the honey of your marriage, in your marriage, please make sure that you create that wealth. You make that money so that you can manage it, okay? I'll begin to conclude. Now, plan in the context of family finance is a structured approach or a roadmap for couples in managing their finances together effectively. You have to have a plan between both of you. You have to have a plan so that you can manage your money together. Marriage is about oneness. You can't get in there and say, okay, it's my money. You hide your money, you hoard your money, you do things by yourself. That's not marriage. You have to become one. The Bible says 2 shall become one. It says a man will leave his father and his mother and he will cleave unto his own wife and they shall become one flesh. So oneness in everything, so you have to, come together, have that plan, look at it. This is what has worked for me. I had to break it down so that I understand that, listen, you pray about this business. Okay, do you love it? Are you learning from it? You have to learn humility, learn the truth. A lot of us get into businesses and we lie too much. Please let your yes be yes. Don't learn before you get out there to be doing things for people. Learn to tell the truth. Learn that, oh man, this is what I'm doing and let it be so. Not that you know that you cannot handle it, you know that you can't do it, yet you still say give it. Sometimes, especially tell us in Nigeria, it used to be so annoying. You take a cloth to them and they'll tell you, come back in 3 weeks. 3 weeks will turn to 3 months. 3 months will turn to a year. And so, why do all that? Please, that's not how to do it. So you have to learn character, have a good character, have dignity, be a woman or a man of integrity so that people can come to you to make business or do business with you. The more you have clients, the more you're making money. Okay, so that is it. Couples should manage their finances together effectively, promoting unity, harmony, and financial well-being in their marriage and families. Couples must rethink what they are bringing to the table. Now you have to plan on how to create wealth in building a family economy and have conversations on how to spend and manage your family money. Talk about it. Make it a subject matter. All right? Talk about it. Recently, my husband is like, oh, babe, this money we have to, I said, okay, I know, I won't touch it. So you always bring that conversation so that, because sometimes we want to go off and doing this. So be there to put back the person on the track. So you actually do what you had planned to do. I'm running up late. It is very necessary to write your money plan down. Write it down. Make the vision clear. If you have money, write it. How are we going to plan? How are we going to use this money? Write it down. We have a vacation, plan it. These and these are what we're going to do. The hotel we're staying, the food we're eating. Just write it down, make it simple. Make it easy, simple, and doable, because it will give support and wellness to your immediate and extended family. If you do not write down things, I'm telling you, you'll be having headache. You have high blood pressure. Because if you have a budget that, listen, we are spending X amount of dollars to help, the families, people are home, they always say, send money, send this, we don't have this. If you keep sending money, I'm not saying don't give. It gives everybody and you don't watch it, there's no plan on ground. Hey, when it's time to pay your mortgage or your bills, they'll send you out, they throw you out. America know they waste time, they just throw you out. So please save, budget, and spend wisely. Remember, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Therefore, changing your mismanagement pattern will give you family financial stability. Thank you so much. I hope you got something for yourself this afternoon or evening over there.
Wow, bravo, bravo. Thank you so much, Pastor Felicitas Oluwashakin. Come on, people, let's celebrate her. Let's give her a round of applause. Give her her flowers, the celebration icon, love, applause, make it rain on her. Man, that session was really engaging and relatable, I think this is the first time I would hear from a preacher that the prodigal son jackpot. I have never heard it from that perspective. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this session, please comment. Let me know what your take home from this session is tonight, okay? Remember to share your questions in the Q&A portal. Click on the Q&A icon and share your questions in the Q&A portal. Mr. John said, I enjoyed this session. Thank you, Ma. Yes, we still have her here. And remember, I said to you that this session is 2 for the price of 1, in that they are 2 and now they are 1. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I make welcome to give us his take on the topic, balancing business, career, and family. The very tall, dark, handsome husband of Pastor Mrs. Oluwashakin in the person of Mr. Oluwashakin. Come on, guys, let's celebrate him.
Wow. I hope you guys can hear me. Good afternoon from here in Dallas.
Yes, we can. Good evening from Nigeria.
Good evening. It should be like 7:57 Lagos, Nigeria.
Yes,
wow.
You're right.
I don't know where I'm going to start from. My wife has raised the bar so high.
Don't worry, sir. You can start from anywhere. We would follow.
Awesome.
We have our pen and our paper. So take it away, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. One thing she left out when she was doing her presentation is the fact that because we run a family ministry here in Dallas, there are a lot of issues around family finance that are causing a whole lot of problems within the family setup in the diaspora. More than 80% of the issues that she deals with, because she's at the front while I support, bother around finance, money. You have situations where husbands, wives are doing stuff back home without the husband or the wife's knowledge. The partners don't know anything they're doing. Money is a big issue. There's no transparency. She was talking about 2 becoming 1 in the garden. They were both naked and none was ashamed. There's no transparency. The man is doing one thing with his funds. The other woman is doing other things. The man will claim, my brother from Nigeria here. She become a nurse. I paid her way through school. Now she's a registered nurse. She's making all the money. She doesn't give me her checks and all of that. She handled a situation where there was a lady that was brought from Nigeria to the US, live in Montana somewhere. The husband used to collect her checks. When she met my wife, she couldn't afford bra. The man takes all the money. Her hair was undone for months. The guy takes all the money. Maybe because he felt it was payback time for the investment on her. Then my wife mentored her, and she found a way to remove the man from the equation because it was just too much. You're supposed to have joint account, whether if it works for you, or find a way to sort out family issues regarding finance. But she was able to come out of that shackle where she was giving her checks to the man, and the man gives her, how much was that baby? $20 or something like that. It was ridiculous. I just wanted to balance things. That finance is a big issue. Like she said, if there's no money, there's no honey. Finance or marriage or finance without, marriage without finances or romance without finances, a headache. It's big trouble, really. And we all need to pay bills. We all need money to move forward. Money is for movement. You cannot live life. You cannot do life without money. The Bible says money is a defense. Money has hurt all things, right? So money is not evil. It is the love of money that is evil. DSA will tell you what I heard when they talked about spending millions to put this together. Everything revolves around money. You need money. Whoever is telling money is not important, please run away from that person. Thank you. So I just thought I should add that. Now, bringing me to the topic I have to deal with and unpack this afternoon, balancing business, career, and family. It's a big one, especially in the diaspora. I'd like to start by saying to have a healthy work-life balance is possible. I've read a lot of stuff, Stephen Covey and the rest of them. It involves you deciding what is important, right? And build your life and routine around those values. Whatever you value, whatever is important, you create time for, right? And there is an order that we should all follow in order to achieve this balance. So building our lives around those routine and those values are the things that define our lives eventually. Because the things you do, where you spend your time, are the things that amplify who you are. Those are the things that define your value. So what you view impact your value. So that's what I'm trying to say. And what is important to you gets your attention, right? If it's not important, you don't give it attention. Your Bible will say, engine. Everybody will say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm being busy. That's why I couldn't see. That person is very important to you. If that person is important, you will create time. You create time for what is important. You create time for what you value, right? Do not get distracted by less important things. Don't chase what is urgent, that is of low value, right? But chase those things that are important and of high impact and value to you. Focus on the right things, anchor on what is important, and you see your life transform. When you get distracted by less important things, it can lead to a life that is an absolute wreck. I'm going to, make us understand this as I go on. The secret to our life is hidden in our daily routine. We are product of the things and actions we take. And those things are hidden in our routine. Everything we do day in, day out. In balancing business, career, and family, we are going to have to make choices, just like life, right? We have 24 hours in a day. You cannot pack everything you're doing into that. You're going to do into that 24 hours. So that means you have to set priorities. You have to set boundaries. You have to know what you say no to, what you say yes to, and all of that. So I said in balancing business, in career and family, you're going to have to make choices or choose things. Whether we like it or not, you choose to lose either in the big stuff and in the small stuff. Big stuff and small stuff. We're going to be making compromises. You'll understand as I go further. So we have to identify the big and important stuff in our lives and order them. And I've been able to put together 5 things that I think should be big stuff in balancing business, career, and family. And look at them vis-a-vis the small stuff, right? So when you identify the big stuff, the things that matter to you, that you allot your time to do more and focus less on the things that are less important or low value, you start your day and life with the most important and significant things, right? And like I say, we don't get to do everything. Nobody has time to do everything. Like what Stephen Covey said, he says, if you do things in the right order, everything will fit in, right? But it has been proven again and again, you can't fit in everything. You cannot do everything, right? So, understanding the things that matter and ordering them, like I said, I separate them into 5 things. Number 1 is the kingdom of God. No man without God, or I'll put it this way, a man that is without God is lost. You cannot do life without God. So in ordering your life, in prioritizing things, in focusing on those things that are important and of high value, I think God should come first. The time you allot to these things will now be personal. But I think on the scale of preference, the number 1 thing we should focus on or prioritize our time for is the kingdom of God, right? God is the creator. We all know this. And if God is the creator, then you're not here by accident. You're here for a purpose. Like my wife said, discover purpose, right? Let your life be God-centered because you are God-created. We are all made, just like you and I, we are all made for his purpose. You are made in God's image and likeness. God crafted you for a purpose, right? And even the Bible says in Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. And all these things, all other things shall be added unto you. So we have to learn to prioritize things for the kingdom of God, right? And that dovetails into my second point. Remember I told you 5. Health. Health means, for me, it means both physical and spiritual. So kingdom of God, things of the spirit, feed your spirit, man. You know, how you want to do it depends on you. Some people, you know, like in my home, 5:30 in the morning, we have an altar. God first. You're waking up in the morning. Your first preoccupation should be the things for God, right? And health. Health. Good health is wealth. When you take care of your body, when you take care of your health, indirectly, you're telling the people around you that you love them. You want to be around for them for a long time. I was listening to Dr. Doyo Kupe today. Wow, I was blown away when I heard him. So I know this guy used to be very massive in terms of body size. He's reduced. He said he had sleep apnea, he was hypertensive, he had diabetes. You know, he was using CPAP. I don't know if people know what CPAP is. Is that breathing device you use to sleep because sometimes when you're breathing, when you're sleeping, you stop breathing. He was on CPAP for 10 years. Now he's lost weight. He had fatty liver issues. All those things are gone. His medication from BP went from 1 to 5. He's no longer diabetic. I'm sure a lot of you know Dr. Doyo Kupe. So we all know men of God that have died on the pulpit. We all know people who have slumped while at work. So for me, kingdom of God, health in terms of the spirit and the physical. Take care of your body. Obesity is a killer. It's a precursor for a lot of diseases. Have time to rest, right? Create time to rest and take care of that body. Exercise. Stop eating junk food. Your body is a temple of the Most High God. You are a spirit. Feed that spirit and at the same time, take care of the physical body that God gave you so it can even fulfill its purpose. How can you fulfill the purpose of God when you are ill in your body because of the things you do and you are not doing, right? And that takes you to the third point, which is marriage and family. You see the order? Right? Even, let me chip in at this point. God himself gave us the calendar with which we will work. I don't know how many people realize it. God worked for 6 days, and on the 7th day, he rested. He said, that's my Sabbath. That is the time you're supposed to spend with me. Come to me, seek me on that day, even though we still seek him in those 6 other days. He has given us 6 days to work and do other things, right? So pack those 6 days. Build routines around them, around these things that are high priorities from my own perspective. Family and marriage is number 3. You know, we're talking about creating a balance between career, businesses, and family. Marriage and family is number 3. God designed marriages for oneness, like my wife said, between a man and a woman. Create time for family. Because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, We are going to be memories to our loved ones. I remember when we were in the UK last year on vacation, my son said, Dad, instead of investing a lot in five-star hotel, why can't you step down a little bit to a three-star hotel, and let's use the money to create more fun, have more memories. People, at the end of the day, because nobody lives forever, we are going to become memories. What kind of memory do you want to leave behind? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Create time for family. Create time for your marriage. Family is you, your wife, and children, immediate. But the marriage is between you and your wife. Create sparkle in your marriage. Don't let your love tank run dry or run empty. Find a way to rejuvenate, to reinvigorate, to increase the fire. I'm sure my wife, if she has the opportunity, she'll talk a lot more about this. Build a healthy marriage. Your marriage is important to God. In case some people don't know. Right? Fathers, let your children know that after God is your wife. So in the hierarchy of things, because these kids are going to grow and leave home. They're not going to live with you forever. So when they leave home, it's going to be you and your wife. You're back to square one. What are you going to be talking about? What are you going to be doing when you are both back? Maybe you're 60, 70s, you're retired. All the kids are left, right? So let them know and show affection that, hey, it's your mother after God, then you guys. God's plan for building humanity is the family. We all know that. The family unit is a microcosm of the entire society. And we all know that for a healthy society, it starts from the home, right? Love and protect each other. And it's important to mention that families crash due to unprioritized or misprioritized life. I'm going to go further. I mean, when I talk about things, you understand it better. It is not always easy, but it is possible when you're growing your business. Because, I mean, my wife's talking about how she started decoration business in Nigeria. I also started business after having worked in oil and gas for a while, and I listened to DSA a lot. I started doing business by the side while I was working. I used to come on holidays with them to the US on funds, proceeds from the business. It wasn't my salary. My salary would not take, of us, 3, 4 of them back then, yeah, if I really wanted to do it. But because I was doing business by the side, we were able to afford the lifestyle that we had. I used to tell people when we came back then, we didn't come to America with $200. My wife and I came with 60K USD. 60. We didn't come to squat. We came straight from the airport into an apartment that my friend, I told them to get for me. I sent everything I had, they validated it, and they gave us the apartment. So from the airport straight to our own home, we didn't squat. We didn't do McDonald's. We didn't do all kinds of stuff. So when you're saying with jackpot, but God relocated us, that is one of the things I would like to add to that. It is not easy to grow a business from fresh or from start without a lot of hard work. And in the process, the family life may suffer. But I always say this. Always try to find a balance. Always try to compensate. I see DSA sometimes taking the family on the cruise. He works hard, but he still creates time to, for family life, to compensate. Because those gaps were there whether we like it or not. Let's be realistic. When you're growing a business, it takes all your time. You're thinking on strategy and execution. Strategy and execution. So some things are likely to suffer. But you have to be intentional about bridging the gap, intentionally creating time for family. Right? Teach your family to love and obey the word of God. Very, very important. I'm going to expand a little bit more as we go on. Number 4, work. And work here is the business or the career that you have. Whatever you have finally to do, that is the work or career I'm talking about. And for me, at this age, I would like to tell people, one of the things you do in your work is to work for God, wherever you find yourself, because it pays. DSCC finds time to preach. I see him. He's preaching in places. He's working, but he's doing God's work. He finds time to do God's work. Work for God, people. God will not owe you. When you work for him, he will repay you. Now, talking about work, the truth is, a healthy work-life balance is not a walk in the park. It's not a walk in the park at all. It is not automatic. It doesn't drop on you. Like I said, if you're not intentional about creating time for family, the tendency is that you will work and overwork, and some the cracks and gaps will begin to happen. And at the end of the day, you may not like what will happen to your marriage or even your health, because you may suffer. Right? So I wrote here, unfortunately, a healthy work-life balance is not a walk in the park. A healthy work-life balance is not automatic or a natural state. In today's hectic and competitive world, if you're not careful, we can burn ourselves out. We can suffer burnout. We can neglect personal relationships and miss out on making important memories without even realizing it. As an entrepreneur, you're always on. You don't have, sometimes I see fall into that trap, right? You don't have start time, you don't have closing time. You're working almost around the clock. You're bringing work home. Your wife is not seeing you as she should. You are working without knowing it, 14 hours, 18 hours in a day, right? If you're not careful, if you don't prioritize this thing I'm talking about. So that's always on culture for entrepreneurs or business owners. Or sometimes people bring work from home. Very wrong. My wife is a pastor, and we both understand this clearly in marriage. The toga of a pastor does not come home with my wife. The moment she gets home, she's a wife, she's a mother, she does all that she needs to do. I call my wife a hydra. She's multi-talented, she does several things. But she still finds time to do the things a wife should do. And vice versa. You know, so being an entrepreneur is very demanding. The tendency for it to destabilize that work-life balance, but you have to be intentional about creating the balance, being in control. So, and to find that work-life balance under work, there are certain things I put here that we should emulate, or nuggets that I think are important. Number one, set work limits. Set the number of hours you will work. You need to establish strict limits around the hours that you work, even as an entrepreneur, right? If you ask any entrepreneur the reason why they decide to start their business, I'm sure they'll tell you the freedom you afford, the flexibility that comes with being your own boss, and stuff like that. But however, this can become something else. The freedom to work the hours you choose, combined with a lack of structure, can become increasingly longer, and that is not healthy. So without certain limits, right, on the number of hours you work, there's nothing to stop you from working well into the night, like I said earlier, or in the evening, when you could be spending that time with your family. Or for those who find it easier to work at night when the family is sleeping, work can creep into the morning. You find that you've not even been to the bedroom. You're working and overworking, all of that. It's good. I'm not saying it's bad to work, because work itself is of God. Because in the Bible, if you look at it, Adam was working before even Eve came. God gave him work. So some people say God cursed them with work. Work is not a curse. It's sometimes the struggles, the sweat, the pain that people experience that is the curse. Because the Bible says God cursed the ground and told man, you shall till from the sweat of their brow, before you eat, and things like that. Work is good. So setting a structure and schedule will help you to avoid the pitfall that I just mentioned and transform the way you work in general. Having a set amount of time each day to work gives you little choice to be more focused and efficient, to make sure all your necessary work is completed. Then that brings me to number 2 point. Do more of the things that matter. Prioritize. Like I said earlier, focus on the things that are important In order to make the most of your set working hours, like I said, set working hours, you need to eliminate low-value tasks. Tasks that are time-consuming but don't add much value to your business or to your career, right? So eliminate them or delegate if you can. Focus on those things that are of high impact and of high value. So roughly 90% of time we spend on high impact tasks and activities help our businesses to grow and help us to achieve our set targets. All right. So sometimes we may want to think about work as in terms of quality and not quantity. Sometimes talking about doing more of the things that matter. We may set, some people have to-do lists. They think is the best, or rather it is the best use of their time as a business owner. I sometimes use I use the to-do list, and I order the things that I want to do in terms of value. High impact activities come first. The ones that are low impact, I delegate or I leave them out temporarily. Okay, when I'm less busy or when I'm done with those high impact things, I cannot focus on them. So, and the beauty of delegation is this: when if you as a business owner that's growing, if you're able to delegate, right, you free up hours for yourself to focus on things that are more important in your business, how your business is going to grow, and the execution of those plans. So you have time to plan, strategize, and execute. So it becomes planning and execution. And that will, lead to success. Number 3, under work is organize your home life as much as your work life. A lot of people are guilty. Sometimes I fall into that trap, because we're all humans. Have a calendar, right? Make your calendar to become your best friend. Otherwise, you're going to struggle to make the most of to make the most out of every hour each day if you don't plan your day in advance. So make full use of your calendar or your planner or scheduler to keep track of meetings, deadlines, to note birthdays, appointments, and things like that. Start planning your day down to the hour or to the minute, if possible. So this way you'll be able to avoid other things creeping in to take your time without you knowing it. All right. The number 4 point is establish and set clear boundaries. Some of us get into the trap of overworking, and we're not assertive because we say yes to everything. We have to learn to say no sometimes. It's not everything you say yes to. So be assertive. Don't be afraid to say no to some things, right? In practice, this often means you need to be able to say no to a whole lot more than you might be used to. But if you're a people's pleaser, you're going to find yourself you're going to be burnt out most of the time because you want to say yes to everybody, right? Now, I've just talked about work, which is my number 4 on the list of the things we need to prioritize in order to be able to achieve work, career, life balance. Number 4 on my list is, and very, very important, is provision or finances. A lot of us men, we think provision is just providing finances for our families. We can't be more wrong. Provision is beyond just providing money in the home. There are some people who are deadbeat fathers. They don't know it. They think I'm able to provide money, provide food on the table, and that's it. It's beyond that. As a father, how are you building that cohesiveness in your family? Your son, for example, how much are you, again, I was talking about pouring into our family. As a father, what are you pouring into your son? Are you preparing him for the outside world? Our generation, is different from what we see now. The world is most unstable right now. There are young people who are depressed. Depressed. Our son is in college, in university, you know. On a monthly basis, students are taking their own lives. They're committing suicide. I read about the same thing in Nigeria. Why? People are coming out these days. They don't have the foot, they don't have the spine. They're not trained on how to handle issues. Some of us overprotect our children, you know. We don't want them to go through the stuff we went through. Not only that, we are not helping them. How do you solve problems? How do you involve your children when you're like in our home? When there was an issue, so we deliberately, intentionally let our kids know our thinking process when we are solving problems. So these children know that, number one, problems are part of life. They will come. So how do you solve them? You don't want to produce an adult that at the slightest, appearance of a problem is running away. He's doing things that are terrible to himself. Even in marriage, people around us, our kids, they learn more from the things we do than the things we say. I deliberately show affection to my wife in the front of my kids, so they know that it is right. It is the right thing to do. When we have issues, they may sometimes notice, but when we resolve, I let them know how we resolve the issue. So they know that when they get married, problems will come. That your marriage does not mean your marriage becomes what do you call El Dorado. No problems at all. No. We've been married for 22 years. 22. I was listening to Kule Shorinyan. He was saying, they asked him, what's the secret to a successful marriage? Kule Shorinyan said, number one, do everything your wife wants. Number two, remember to do everything your wife wants. Number three, it is not easy. It is not as if there are no issues. So when you resolve them, let your kids, let the offspring, let your children know that problems will come, you resolve problems. And you don't hit your wife. So you cannot have a son that will get married and be hitting his son, because you never showed him that when you have issues with your wife, you're hitting her or abusive verbally or emotionally. No. You tame your anger, you speak words. Let them understand that communication is a lifeline of any marriage. So this involves that provision. It's not just finance, it's also spiritual. I mentioned the fact that we have an altar. Let them know the importance of serving God. Let them know that God is the anchor on which our lives must be on. That without God, we are rudderless. The life is meaningless. That we are the branches, He's the vine. Let them know these are the things that will sustain them when they're on their own. I tell my son, when we're praying, because one thing we do is far away from us, but every 5:30 in the morning, we are calling him on video call to join prayer. What is he doing? I tell him, boy, you are young. I was almost like you. I felt life is beautiful. How about the energy? I can do everything I want. The world is for me to take. But guess what? Issues will come. What will save you? You see, a warrior does not prepare for battle on the battlefront. He prepares before. So when you are praying, you are putting weapon in your armory so that you can draw from something on the day of battle. That's what I tell my son. When even going to fix tires, my wife's car, one of the tires, because in winter and summer in America, your tire pressure will just go down. It's not as if there's a punch or something. That's the way I affect the tire pressure. So I said, pump that tire. He didn't know how to do it. He's 14 years old. I taught him. So I expect next time there's tire pressure going down in my wife's car or my car, I'll ask him to go and do it. You are teaching him to be productive. So how are you pouring into your family? That's part of finance and provision, or provision. It's not just finance. How are you leading that home as a man, as a prophet, a provider, and a priest? Such that when your kids are not with you, you can be sure. And what are the compromises you're making? Remember I talked about choosing between the small stuff and the big stuff. Some parents do not place value on pouring into their kids. Instead of going for that game that will help boost the morale of your son, or spending time to have a conversation with your son, You want to do something else that's of less value. So you focus on the small stuff, but the big stuff is your family. If you're married, if your son turns out to be, something else than expected in the future, how would you feel as a parent? Would you be happy that, oh, I did all I needed to do, or I wish I could do more? I wish I spent more time with these people. I wish I was able to pour myself into them. Those are the things that matter. So provision is both financial and spiritual. And more importantly, let them know that it pays to serve God and teach them that they will not depart from it. So many things I can talk about in terms of provision. I was talking to a friend of mine just before I came on. His son was in college here in America, got into school, got mixed up with the wrong crowd. His grades were so bad, he had to come back and start a community school. So he said he called him, this guy turned 20 last week. He called him and said, you know what? That I did not allow you to go take student loan. I was paying cash, your tuition. Why did you allow yourself to fall into this trap? Calling the wrong people, not focusing on education, the reason why you were in school. I gave you a car. Do you know how much that car cost? I pay your telephone bill. I pay your car insurance. That the things he does, they're very intentional. That how would you feel if I was a drunkard as a father? Will you be part of me? If I was a womanizer, if people are coming to knock on our door, or dad is owing, if you're living a life that is not dignifying, would you be happy? So he poured into his son. He said his son hugged him and said that I'm so sorry for everything I've done. And he told his father, I love you. I'm going to do better. And he's doing better. He's going to come out of college, community college, and go to a college, proper university next year. He's able to retract his steps. If he was a deadbeat father who puts money on the table and walks away, will I be able to do that? So this number 5 point is very, very key, because after us will be our offspring, our children, and what kind of people are we putting out there in the world? You don't want to put out men that are spineless, who run away at their parents or problems. Problems are meant to be solved. And there's a way to think around solving problems. It is a skill. And these kids need to know, especially these ones in the diaspora. There's so many things going on. Slightest problem, they are committing suicide. Slightest problem, they are depressed because of the family values that are lacking. They don't have men figure or father figure in their lives that were able to pour into them, to tell them, hey, you know what? It's part of life. Calm down. Take a deep breath. Think about it. Problems will come and problems will go. If you have that mentality, you will not just go to the 30th floor and throw yourself down, or go hang yourself on the ceiling, or just take something that would, no. And you claim to love people around you, causing them pain, doing those things. These kids need to know. And we also, as parents, live this by the way we interact or live with our spouses, because they see these things more than we ever think. And importantly, we talk about money management. A lot of people don't do this. One of the things we're doing for our kids, we're setting them up. I don't know, okay, maybe a previous speaker talked about insurance, how IUL, Index Universal Life Insurance, so that you can transfer wealth to them in terms of generational wealth transfer. And let them understand how credit system works here. Our son is 20, 21, right? 22. He's going to be 22 this year.
Wow.
Right. I pour into him. He cannot go and take credit card without my knowledge. And because I've made him my friend, another thing we should do in this, in the diaspora, it's a big problem. You have kids who leave home when they graduate school, they don't want to come back home. They're not talking to their fathers. They're not talking to their mother. They're not running things by their parents. My son comes to me for everything. Not because it depends on me, but because he values my wisdom. I've been able to prove it to him that I'm reliable, that I'm there, I have listening ear. You know, run things by me. Dad, what do you think about this? Dad, what do you think about it? Mom, what should I do? You know, that way they will make fewer mistakes. They will not be relying on information or advice from friends who are from broken homes. You know, these are the things that come under provision. It's a great and a broad topic, that one alone. That if we get it right as a family, the society will be a better place. So, in summary, to have a business, career, and marriage life balance, it is important to identify the good stuff. I mean, the big stuff, the things that matter to us, the things that are important, and prioritize them.
Absolutely.
Very, very important. And this revolves around God, our health, both spiritual and physical, family and marriage, our career itself, the business or the work we do, and importantly, provision or finances. Thank you so much. I'm hoping for any question.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, can we please celebrate Pastor Ayo Oluwasekin in the building? Come on. Round of applause, round of applause. Thank you so very much, sir. That was truly insightful. Truly, truly insightful. We are grateful to yourself and your beautiful wife. And I can see we have 2 questions here. I would take these 2 questions and then I would add one more. So the first question we have, sir, you would be responding alongside your amazing wife. So the question is for both of you. Either of you can address whichever you feel comfortable with. So the first question we have from Dolapo Fakuyi states that, what is your take on family planning? What is your take on family planning? The second question we have is from Miriam Abdullahi, and she said, please, what happens when one of the couples wants to talk or discuss about the family finance, but the other person is not eager to speak about it? What happens when communication is one-sided as it pertains to family finance? And my question is, could you kindly discuss the key factors to consider when making financial decisions within a family context? And how can communication and collaboration, which you both have been able to manage for about 22 years now, how can communication and collaboration among family members impact financial decision making? I hope you got that, sir and ma'am.
Yeah, I'll go with the first one. Marv will also chip in 1 or 2 things. I think you have to do with family planning, right?
Yes, sir.
From experiences we've had so far, you know, running Family Treasure International in Dallas, we are proponents of the fact that couples that intend to marry should talk about everything. No stone should be left unturned. Talk about everything. Because you know why? Marriage does not change anybody. It truly reveals who you are.
Sure.
And nobody can change anybody in marriage. People change because they want to change. Because they love the person and you realize the fact that they've caused so much hurt. Or God just, maybe the Spirit of God just, convict them. Seriously. You cannot nag a man to change. Neither can a woman nag a man can nag a woman, vice versa. You can't nag a man to change, neither can you nag a woman to change. Marriage amplifies who we are. So it's better to talk about those things before marriage. And one of the things we mentioned is, I'm looking at it from family planning perspective. How many kids? Is that what you're talking about? Family planning. How many kids are we going to have? How do we raise our family? Yeah. It is pre-marriage. You don't jump into marriage without crossing those T's and dotting those I's. Although the marriage itself have things that you never prepared for. So you have to also learn on the job. So it is premarital for me, for both parties to practically and intentionally discuss what number of kids are we going to have? How many? Some men will say, I want all male. A male chauvinist. No. As a matter of fact, you are responsible for the sex of the child, biologically. The X and Y chromosome. The woman carries XX, right? The man carries X and Y. So the man is the determinant of the sex. So to answer your question very briefly, I think it's a topic or something that should be discussed before marriage. How many kids? And if you go into the man is not changing the post, you go post, say, okay, I thought we should have just 2. Now I want 4. Then you need to also talk, because the communication, like I mentioned during my presentation, is a lifeline. Talk about it. And, because marriage is about compromises, shifting ground here and there, because you can't always have it your way, right? Then you talk about it. I say, you know what? Okay, considering the fact that you change your mind, and because I love you, let's do X number of kids more. And in the marriage, I remember we had, looking at family planning from another perspective. If you feel, for certain reasons, your wife's health will be jeopardized, maybe you plan for 4, and she begins to have medical issues. First child, she's having life-threatening, because those things are real. You may need to cut down the number, then engage family planning at that point for the sake of her health. So many factors can come into play, but the one that really comes to my mind is the fact that you need to talk about it. Family planning, I don't know if I'm right, from that perspective, talk about it before marriage, and you go from there. I don't know whether I'm beautiful, I have something else to say.
Okay, let me add to that. That is a very good question, very practical question. I want to say, talk about it is very important. Another thing is, especially for the woman, wisdom is the principal thing you should have. You're the one carrying the pregnancy. You're the one going through it. You're the one pushing the baby. You're the one breastfeeding and all that. So your body will change and you know how you feel. Let me use myself as an example. When we got married, met my husband, and he waited for 6 years before I said yes to him. Don't play too hard like me anyways. But I was in school, so I didn't want to handle too many things at a time. So when we got married, apparently I got pregnant on my wedding day. Don't say I said it. I don't know what happened. But anyways, I was supposed to come back to Lagos and start a job. I got a job with one of those new banks in those days. But what else did I find out? I was spitting. I was sick. I didn't even know that I was pregnant. Sickness. I had to call my mom. I said, Mom, send me that malaria medication you used to give. My mother said, what? Go and run a urine test. Anyways, that was an history. That's the son we're talking about who is in college. And so pregnancy came right there and then when I was not ready, when I didn't know what I was doing. And I said to myself, I don't want to be a housewife. Hey, guy, sit down, let's have a talk. So I sat my husband down and I said, bros, you promised that you love me. It's not to give me belly. What can we do? Because, so between the two of us, without our parents knowing, we went to, is it Parenthood, something, somewhere in Ikeja. I still remember one.
No, it wasn't Ikeja. It was, I think, it looked pretty somewhere.
Okay, somewhere.
Planned Parenthood, yeah.
And I had to do family planning. Why? Because we're both young couple. We're trying to build ourselves. We're trying to know ourselves. We're trying to stand. We're trying to be stabilized. So it's wisdom. See, the Bible says a wise woman builds her home. So I want to talk to women on this platform. Please get wisdom. And even also to the man. My husband too saw that and I said, hey, because imagine me, we having baby back to back. Like I got married in March, our wedding is in March. By April, I was already sick. We had our son that same year. So I'm like, this is not what I came all the way from Calabar to come and do in Lagos. So I had to do that. So what I'm saying is that you can talk ahead of time before the marriage, and you can talk when you start seeing things happening. So please, this is where you set boundaries. You have to be a man, like my husband said, thank you, honey, for that beautiful word you shared with us. Don't just put the money on the table, but be present in your marriage. There are three aspects in the marriage: physical, spiritual, physical, and the practical. The spiritual is the Godhead. The physical is that you're present in the marriage, you're involved in the marriage. A lot of people get married and that is it. Some ladies say, oh, I have the rings on, they're doing something else. The guy say, I don't marry, I don't put you for house. Make I go find business. I mean, that is rubbish. That's not marriage. And the practical part is that you must use your hands to build your marriage. So that was what I did in my own case. And we began to plan because babies are expensive. Hey, baby's food, a diaper, and all those things, not be my mind. And when the man cannot afford, that's when you start fighting. A lot of these divorces and separation and all this is because we can't manage the home. We don't know how to set priorities to know what to do at a time. I hear some people say, we'll wait after 2 years. We'll wait after 1 year. I will advise, like I tell my younger sisters, I don't want to do dry fasting for anybody. Go in if it's the first baby, then you can plan after that. Because you know us from Africa, we're once after wedding. The next thing is we are waiting for after 9 months. Let us come and do baby dedication. Let us do baby shower and all those things. So whatever will work for you, but please make a wisdom, a principal thing for you. Use wisdom, like in terms of health, in terms of finance, in terms of, please make sure that you set those things because you don't want to bring those children to come and suffer. You don't want to do that. So let's do that. And with time, we will enjoy we keep enjoying our marriage. So that's I hope I've been able to answer that one question. I love being very practical. I love being very, very practical. So that was what I did in my own case. We had to sit down and have a conversation. That's why communication is a lifeline. Once that communication line is cut off, you are dead. Your marriage is dead. You yourself, you're out of circulation. The mouth is meant for talking. Open your mouth and keep talking and keep speaking. Keep saying it and keep saying it. And please, husband and wives and those that are intending to get married, start now to talk. When you're dating, I teach my mentees, don't go there and close your mouth like ladies. How are you? I'm fine. What do you want, Fanta? No, it's a time to talk. It's a time to collect data. It's time to ask questions, get valid answers, ponder over it, and don't let anybody give you one simple answer, yes or no. If you say yes, tell the person, explain, expatiate. After all, when you write exam, they'll tell you when you answer. If your answer is yes, go ahead and explain. Go ahead and give explanation. So that is how it's supposed to be, because this will help you when you get into your marriage. My husband and I, we talk a lot, but it wasn't like that when we first got married. Like when we first got married, I was the only person at home with the baby. He was working, he goes to Highland. By the time he comes back, I want to talk to him. I want to tell him things in details. I'll tell him how many times I changed the baby's diaper. I'll tell him what happened with the security, when NEPA took life. And he used to be so angry and frustrated. He would tell me, go back. No. Go straight to the point. Do you know what I do? I rewind myself. I didn't know I'd be a marriage counselor today. I didn't know God would give me the grace to do this. I'll rewind myself. And now he is my best gist partner. Actually, he's the one that would ask, is there no gist today? So we talk and talk and talk. So have a conversation, discuss, and see what will work for you at that particular time. And that is the only way you can enjoy your marriage. All right. I hope I've answered that question. The second question you talked about, how do we, can you help me with the second question?
Yes, ma'am. The second question has to do with managing a partner who is not open to communicating, which you've already addressed.
Yes.
So you'd be answering the third question now, which is kindly assist us with key factors to consider when making financial decisions within a family context.
Key factor, see be realistic in it. See how much you have, see what you can make, build a family economy. Don't build American economy or government economy, because what America have in their account is not what you have. So look at it and said, okay, we have X, Y, Z amount of dollars or naira, or whatever currency you're using, and then plan from there. It's good to have long-term goals. It's good to have, plan for investment in the long term. But presently, how much do we have? What can we spend now? This is what we can put down. This is what we should save for tomorrow. This is what we should hope for. that when we have, we will do this. So it's all about planning. It's all about bringing out to the table and talking about it and putting it into different segments, you know. And please be open with your money. Be open with money and then love to share money. See, money is a messenger. Some of us, when the money leaves our hands, they don't want to come back. It's hard to come back. Why? Because we are holding it. $1,000 want to go outside. Hundreds of dollars want to go. They want to go out and mix with us. But you keep money, you hold money, you're not investing, you're not buying, you're not sharing, you're not giving. When once that money leaves the hands, it takes a while before it comes back. So money is a messenger. Send it on an errand. Release it. Don't hold the money. Use it. Some people, I see ladies, they want to do stuff. They're waiting for the man. They're waiting for their husband. No, I can't do this. He's a man. Who tells you that you cannot do it? See, a man will value you more when he sees what you can do. There was a day my husband counted the number of businesses that I do, about 18 or 19. He listed them all. And I do them very well. I balance my life very well. I wear so many hats. In short, if I don't have to talk too much, but put yourself out there, put this money out and talk about it and decide on what to do. Take one step at a time. If you have a dream car to buy tomorrow, it starts from your mind. And when you have it in your mind, put an action to it. It might need you to work harder, it might need you to do another job, it might need you to expand on your business, whatever. And then when you're getting the extra money, put it on the side. And then one day you walk into the car dealer and bring your car out with you. That's life. So it's really to talk about it. I don't know if my husband has anything to add to that.
Yeah, to add what you said, I think it's also important for men to recognize the fact that they have to be comfortable in their own skin. Do not compete with your wife. You know, if it happens your wife is making more money, once both of you are together, if you are truly one, you should not feel threatened. You should not feel less of a man than you actually are. Because it happens, life happens. You know, so that understanding will also foster that family union. And, you know, in an African setting, even though we're supposed to, as a family, pull our resources together, but most often than not, because the man is the provider, the man's money is our family, our money. And the woman's money is her money.
My money.
Oh, yeah. But it just takes a wise woman to know when there's a gap to come in and support the man. Don't let anything be. If you don't have to wait, you don't have to wait for those gaps to happen. You can help. Like, okay, honey, I'll be taking care of this aspect of monthly billing. Or I'll be doing this, you know. But in all things, the man should be comfortable, you know, to support the wife, both physically and emotionally, in her career, so she can fly. As a matter of fact, both of you should sharpen each other. That's why you should marry someone that can add value to you. When you are sitting together, doing those plans you're talking about, you're bringing ideas on how to scale up your business, how to make more money, how to have another stream of income, and things like that. Not somebody who is always constantly is the Yoruba will say "Mua, mua, mua, lakpa hele." You know, very critical. Very. Somebody wrote, you know, on the comment section, gone are the days when women are liabilities. You have a lot of high flyers out there, men who are making waves. And I've noticed several of them that I follow on social media, their husbands are very comfortable. They are not blockers. They are not people that want to stifle or dominate or control or stop the woman from shining. A man that is comfortable will allow his wife to shine. Because when she shines, you shine.
That's right.
Tell you a story. My wife had a preaching engagement in Canada, Calgary. Before, I used to let her just go. But at the point, I said, you know what? Everywhere you go, I go. Before they start having a doubt about your ministry, we're only seeing this woman. Where is her husband? So, because we're in it together, I said, whoever calls you for any talk or whatever, I must be there. They bought her 2 first-class tickets to Calgary. I was there with her. She's shown. And the process, I was already, the shine had affected me. But imagine if I had stifled her, if I'd been a block, if I'd tried to suppress, if I'd tried to sabotage her calling. In the area I'll be doing myself now, you know. But a lot of men don't know, and vice versa. Once you have that key and lock mechanism, both of you fit into each other, and you're doing life together. You have said, you know what, no matter what happens, we're going to see this through together. Because you have, what I call this now? You have an operating process for your family, for your marriage. If there's any issue, for example, there's a problem, this is how we're going to resolve it. My wife and I know. Any problem at all. Again, we're not sleeping that day. 12 midnight must not reach you before we resolve it. If it means going into the day. Yeah. That is the operating principle for us. For you, it may be different. Have a mechanism for resolving conflict so that it does not become a clog in the wheel of the progress of your family. So we have several strategies like that. And it's been working. So all this I've said would not have been if I had been a man that felt threatened, that is not supportive. That several instances we've been on, you know, on platforms like this, people will ask me, put me on the spot. Hey, Oga, how come you allow your wife to do all of this? How come you don't feel threatened? How come you allow your wife to shine? Hey, it's only a foolish man that would want to stop a moving train. That God is the driver. You want to die? You know? For real.
Sir, we cannot exhaust this topic, sir. We really cannot exhaust this topic, sir. And then we have our
you don't
next
believe in the call upon our life, or you don't believe in the things you're doing, and you're not seeing results. Only a fool will deny results. So that will simply take care of it.
So I'll take that as your parting word, sir, which is that only a fool would deny results. And so, ladies and gentlemen, can we please give a resounding round of applause to this amazingly beautiful couple, Mr. Ayo and Mrs. Felicita Oluwasekin. Apparently, she's a preacher, he's a bishop, marriage coach, all of that. And I can't wait to meet you both. You are very relatable. You are indeed a blessing to this generation. And keep spreading the light over there in Dallas, okay? We can't wait to see you. We can't wait to experience you one-on-one. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right. Just just to close, again, I wanted to say that it's very important for a woman to have, because I've seen comment that said the man's money is our own money and the woman's money is our money. It's very good to have your money as a woman, so that on the day of celebration, you can celebrate spouse. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I don't know what I have in stock for him.
Really?
I love to celebrate this man. I love to because
Tintara.
Yeah. So I didn't touch his money. I'm going to mesmerize him. I'm going to spoil it tomorrow, and that is what you have to keep the romance of your marriage alive. You have to keep the spark going on and on. So ladies, go out there, use your hands, create wealth, invest, manage it and keep it so that you can use it on a day of celebration. Thank you so much for having us. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to be there. I'm part of GTEC's family. When he's in Dallas, we plan his event for him. So thank you. Thank you, the team. You've done so well.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much to the Oluwasakins. Again, we love you and happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you for being here. You all have been so interactive, so engaging. You are the best. Remember to share this link across all social media platforms and use the hashtag GSFC. Drum roll. It is time for our very next speaker for tonight. Okay, if you're still here, type in the comment section. I'm here. Is this evening session making sense? If it's making sense, right? It's making sense. Yes, make it, I can see you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, preachers, coaches, singles, married, and those who are confused. I am going to be introducing the next speaker for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the president of the College of Marital Success. He is an author of over 40 books and the publisher of Family Boosters magazine. He also hosts the popular Lagos Couples Conference, which is the largest couples gathering in Nigeria, the organizer of Breakthrough for Singles Like Myself and the Terrific Wives Summit. He is the president of Family Booster Ministry and International Ministry of Family Affairs. Like I said, he has authored over 40 books. He is married and has an amazing family. He is an accountant, called and trained as a family minister to rebuild dilapidated homes and restore marriages. His beautiful wife is called Yomi Adewale, and they live in Lagos, Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, with a resounding round of applause, let's make welcome our next speaker, Pastor Bisi Adewale.
Premier Marriage Institute, publishers of Family Booster magazine, Nigeria #1 Marriage, and Family Building magazine. He's the host of Family Booster Moments, a popular TV program watched in several countries across the globe. He also hosts the popular Lagos Couples Conference, which is the largest couples gathering in Nigeria. The organizer of Breakthrough for Singles and the Terrific Wives Summit. He is the president of Family Booster Ministry, an inter-ministry of family affairs. He has written more than 120 books on marriage and family life, an accountant called and trained as a family minister to rebuild dilapidated homes and restore marriages. He is married to Yomi Adewale. They are blessed with children and live in Lagos, Nigeria. Join Bisi Adewale at the Global Family Finance Conference 2024.
I have so many power. I have Santus and the Torias. I have Ramande. I have Abido Cheka.
Welcome, Pastor Bisi Adewale. Thank you so very much, sir, for being here with us tonight.
Thank you, Gena. God bless you.
God bless you, sir. How are you today?
I'm all right. I'm doing fine.
Our president, sir. We cannot wait to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Your time starts now.
Thank you. How do I call you now? Every success hungry person in the queue for joining me on this pleasant journey by the mercy of God. And I appreciate the organizer of this program, the convener. This is the second year he will be inviting me for this program, Dr. Stephen Akintayo. I'm very happy to be part of this journey with you. My wife reminded me that I said something about 7, 8 years ago, about 6 years ago, about 5 years ago, that this doctor is going somewhere, and by the grace of God, is just getting on. So I appreciate you. May the hand of the Lord be upon you. May the grace of the Lord be upon you. And every one of us that is in the house, may the grace of the Lord be upon you. Thank you. Then Felicitas Oluwasakin and I Oluwasakin, that was something else. I really life should be, and you really did well. Thank you. And all the I've been following most of these things I listen to. Dr. Stephen always look for the best, and he always use the best. Thank you. And I can't forget Bisi Nakitayo, my namesake. I can never, how can BC forget BC? BCs are the best names in the world. So I always brag to Stevie anytime that you married the best. And he always agree with me. The Lord bless you, sister. I know you are in the house. And my own Oyinbo is in the house. The only black Oyinbo worldwide. My wife, Oluwayomi Adetutu. God bless you. Thank you, Sister Akintayo. I know you are there. And my wife is in the house too. Oluwayomi Adetutu, an exceptional woman. God bless you. I'm presently not in Lagos. I'm based in Lagos, but I'm presently in Abuja, running a family conference in Abuja by the mercy of God. Now, I want to share my screen shortly, then we start. I commit this journey into the hand of the Lord. You will not just hear, you will be able to produce, you'll be able to perform, you will be able to do it. The mercy of the Lord will be upon you. You've set out time to learn. You will, dear God, it is well with your soul. It is well with everything you do in the name of Jesus. Peace of God will reign upon every one of us in the house, and you will end up a success by the mercy of God. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. The topic given to me is managing money in marriage, and I will be very practical about it. I'll be very practical about it. By the grace of God, I'm a trained accountant, and I've been in marriage ministry since 1999. So when you mean being an accountant, a trained accountant, a personal finance person, and you are now a marriage counselor with more than 120 books on marriage, money management in marriage, maximizing money in marriage. That came out of a deep research, my things like that. So chat room, can I see you in the chat room? Can you say something? And God will bless me tonight. Ready? Somebody say it. Ready? Tonight. Below this slide, you will see, and I encourage you to the best, especially our YouTube at BC Adewale. Go there. One, we are starting something extraordinary on all this. We call them Wisdom Bank. So follow us on Facebook, Pastor BC Adewale, YouTube at BC Adewale. Only TikTok is Adewale. Then Facebook is Pastor BC Adewale. Let's go. To make and manage money in life. The way you manage, some people make money to hurt their family. Some people fail to make money enough to bless their family. You see, family life is very, very difficult when there's no finance. I used to tell people, if you want your wife to call you money, you must give her money. Do you know that submission is easy for a woman whose bill is being paid by somebody? You want her to submit, you want her to respect you, you want her to honor you. You must put something on the table. Oh, she's the one paying all the bills. She's the one that bought the bed, bought the mattress, bought the duvet, and you are having an erection. No, she will tell you the story. That is why you must learn how to make money. Money is the lifeblood of the family. Is the oxygen of the family. You can only imagine a family without money. How will it be? My father used to say, the level of money you have is the money of enjoyment of white man you are going to have. The level of money you have will determine the enjoyment of the white man you are going to enjoy, that you are going to have. So with the wealthier you are, the more you enjoy family life. as a qualified, trained, anointed family minister, family consultant, and clinician, I know that when money dries at home, there's no way to cancel them. We have some people that will come to my office, I will know that this is not canceling, this money issue. At times I have to pay house rent just for the tension to cool down. Because if it's not paid, there's no way to explain it. There's no way to explain anything to a woman whose children have not eaten in the last 2-3 days. There's no way to cancel them. That's why money is very important. Marriage and parenting, very difficult without money. Marriage and parenting is very difficult. It is not how much money you make, but how much money you manage well that will determine the financial level of your family. I want everybody to be sensitive now. We are going very practical. I will be telling you something strange. I will be telling you something that will put you at the edge of your chair. But first, just swallow them and work on them. Some you need to take steps tonight, not tomorrow morning. You need money. You see, I said I've been in marriage ministry, helping couples since 1999. I've seen it all. I've seen family crumbles when money dries in the family, in the home. So that is why you need to pay attention. That's why I love this conference. And as many of you that have been following it in the last 2-3 days, you have no reason to fail in marriage. You have no reason to fail financially. So let me now show you 8 ways to manage money in marriage. Just 8 points. And I want you to really open it. The first one is called master the money set. Master the money set. Money set are those things you must get right if you must get money right in your marriage. My maternal grandpa used to have a clock, a table clock years ago. This table clock can only work for 24 hours before you reset it. So my grandpa will always wake up very early, waiting for the radio. Those of us that are grown up, we remember a radio station called Radio OYO, that's Oyo Radio. So Oyo Radio will always cast news by 7 a.m. And Grandpa will always wait for 7 a.m. So immediately the radio started and say, Radio OYO. Baba will quickly carry the clock and put his clock for 7 a.m. He will now wind it. He will set it. We'll wind it. I don't know who can relate with it. I don't know who has seen this one before. We'll wind it, and the clock is set. But he must repeat the same procedure in the next 24 hours. He must do it again in the next 24 hours. He will set it again. So now, that's how money works. There are some things you must continue to set and reset. Continue to set. There are about 12 in number. I just mentioned a few of them here. The first one is called mindset. Your mind must continue to reset your mind. Mindset. You must continue to set and reset. You must continue to set, and that's why you need to read. One of the biggest books I've ever read in life is Think and Grow Rich. May the Lord bless that sister. I used to call her Sister Fumi. That just walked up to me one day for my birthday and gave me that book in 1994. Think and Grow Rich. It turned my life around. If you have never read it, you have never read any book. Go and look for it. Think until your thinking change. If they give you $1 billion, $1 billion naira, you will waste it. Mike Tyson made money, but the mind was not well set. Today is bankrupt. African people, we need to reset our mind and start thinking that anybody owes you. And that entitlement mentality. I used to have uncle in Abuja. My uncle is in London. He's supposed to be sending pounds. He's supposed to be sending dollars. because your mind is not well set. The way you think will determine where you will sink, where you will sink in debt or whether you will swim out of it, whether you will make money. I'm a pastor by the grace of God, but I need to tell you that money does not respond to prayer points. It responds to right mindset. It does not respond to deliverance. It does not respond to feet washing. It does not respond to pouring oil, anointing, gallon for anointing. Until your mind is set, you can't make the money you're supposed to make. You see, we all have, it's like vessels. This kind of vessel, we have the level of thing it can take. Some people are having 1,000-year mind. You can never make million or retain it. Some people are having millionaire mind. You can never make billions. Some people, give them 3 million naira today, see them in 7 days, it is finished. So mindset is the first one. The second one is knowledge set. You must reset your mind and reset your knowledge. Oh, you need to reset your knowledge. Please, there is no time you will think you have enough. This week, I'm in a university in South Africa to learn more, and it will get to doctorate degree. Because I need to know, after reading 129 books, I'm still enrolling to learn applied what we call it now, counseling. Applied counseling is another area of counseling. And I will be paying roughly $5,000 for that. I need to learn. The depth of your knowledge will determine the kind of income that will flow in your direction. That's why they always say, if you are loaded, you will be needed. Money is not biased. It doesn't say because you are the headest one, that should flow to you more. No, it's flow in direction of somebody that have the knowledge to attract it. It flow, even if you win $100 million, if you don't have the knowledge, you will blow it. So the mindset, the knowledge, that if I begin to mention the books I've read that brought me to that level, you will discover the reason why I'm different from my mate, my friend, that we grew together. I read the book several years ago. The title of the book is very small book, very tiny book. The title of the book is expensive. I cannot afford it. Wow. Wow. Poverty is, I know many of you have never seen that book. It's a very tiny book. Poverty is expensive. I cannot afford it. By the time I finished that book, I sat down. I said, truly, I cannot afford it. Do you know that poverty is so expensive that it has taken many lives in Africa? Somebody cannot pay 5,000 naira to pay for drug for malaria, and he died. He died for 5,000 naira. Many people cannot take around. Some people carry the woman to church to go and be praying. A woman that is in labor that needs a cesarean section. They are praying until the woman dies. Poverty is expensive. I cannot afford it. Poverty, can somebody write it for me? Poverty is expensive. I cannot afford it. Poverty is expensive. I cannot afford. So your knowledge of your knowledge set matters. I will introduce our two books, then we give you the link where you can get in marriage. One of the greatest battles in marriage is how to manage money. People fight about it. People fight daily about money. They destroy what they have built. I've counseled so many people. If you don't know that poverty is expensive, you'll be affording it. You'll be embracing it. You'll be following it. You'll be explaining it away. The third one is skill set. Your skill set, the kind of skill you have. Money flow in direction of skill. The kind of skill you have and develop will determine what you will be able to do to attract money. To attract money. Money does not look at beauty. It does not look at height. It does not look at your background. It does not look at how prayerful you are. It does not even look at how spiritual you are. If you have the skill, people pay you for it. If you have the skill, people pay you. You can be a bishop. The one that will repair your car may be a stark illiterate. A professor, stark illiterate. And the guy will begin to bamboozle you. You say, oh, guy, it's not like that. You need to use gasket, and inside gasket, the plug will be inside gasket. Plug is 10,000 naira. Gasket is, and we begin to bamboozle you, and you'll be paying for your stupidity. You'll be paying for what you don't know. So then develop your skill. Another one is people said. The kind of people you surround yourself with will determine the kind of money that will. To Dr. Stephen about 2 or 3 days ago, he said, I deliberately attract people, billionaire. I saw him that he'll be having a program with former president. I remember I read something, how he was able to get to the man. Now there are some, which door with Obasanjo knock in Nigeria that will not open? Mention the door. Now he knows Obasanjo. Obasanjo will never give him 1 naira, but there are some doors that he cannot knock up. Just a letter from him, just a call from Obasanjo. We open that. So the kind of people you surround yourself with, you surround yourself with gossip. That you are talking about people. When you finish in the service in church, you gather the message of the pastor. What do you see to it? Do you know that Dickness Ojo is pregnant again? That's what you use your destiny to talk about. Shame on you. Do you know that people that talk people will never make money? People that talk people, you talk people. The only thing you talk about is people, are people. Do you know that our landlady is befriending the landlord over there? That's what you talk about. People that makes money are the people that talk ideas. So the people you surround yourself with, you can surround yourself with chicken. You can surround yourself with vulture. You can also surround yourself with eagles. Another one is unset. You know, we are talking about setting. Setting. You need to reset the people around you. You need to reset your hand. What is that? What you are willing to lay your hand upon. Things you know. Things you know. You need to get so that money can get you. Another one are the tool sets. Your tool, the kind of tool you have at your disposal to make money. You know, when we say we call tools, when there is a tool and there are experts, then we have what we call expert. When there is tool and you have experts, when both of them marry, then we call expertise. And people pay for expertise. Doctors are useless without syringe. They are useless without all their instruments. A mechanic becomes ordinary man when there is no tool in his hand. That's why I always tell people, only fool will lack his tool. Only fool. If you want to make it, if laptop is one of the things you need to lose, go and buy the best. Go and buy the best. You want to do skits, go and buy iPhone, even if it costs millions. You need it. Not because you want to do younger, not because you want to show off, but because you want your video to look nice. Choose. Another one, number G, is sell set. Develop the ability to sell yourself, sell your skill, product, and idea. Be a shameless marketer. I attended a trade during COVID. It's about shameless marketer. I paid in dollars. Shameless marketer. In fact, when I finished, in those days, I may not be able to even talk to people about my book, what I can do and everything. You won't be able to do it. I'll be ashamed so that they will not say I like money. So that they will not say I like money. Let them say it too. Say it, they will say I'm money conscious. Who is not money conscious? Money is almost the level of oxygen. In fact, without it, you cannot breathe. If you are not stealing, if you are not duping, if you have products and service, please go ahead. I remember somebody sent a DM to me, and she said, maybe a male or female, I don't know. She said, and you call yourself a man of God, you call yourself a pastor. Now you are collecting money for counseling. You are monetizing everything. You are doing this. Even books you are selling. even this you are doing. You are doing webinar, you are collecting money, you want to do this. I took my time we wanted to do a webinar. So we told them that the webinar will be 20,000 naira. Oh, she was so angry. So she got back to us in DM. I took my time, said, you turn everything to products. You monetize everything. I said, you are right, sister. It's a product. If a pastor asks for tithe, Facebook will be blowing. Twitter will be shouting, hey, 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 hey. Now a pastor package a product and a service and is monetizing it. And you are doing wow, 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 wow. You are very right, sister. She said that's love of money. I now took my time to lecture her about what love of money is. Brethren, you don't love money. Love of money is not about you doing your career. It's not you about selling product. Let me make it clear today. Maybe it will liberate somebody. It is not about you demanding money for what you can do. It is not about you putting a product in the market and selling. What is love of money? Love of money is when you want money so much that you are ready to spill the blood of somebody to make the money. Number two, love of money is when you like money so much. People do something for you. They shed their tears, their sweat, and you didn't pay for their sweat. That's love of money. Love of money is when you want people to cry, shed their tears as you make money. So the sweat you didn't pay for, the tear people are selling, the blood you spill. Those are the definition of love of money. Or you make money, you are hoarding money when your family is suffering. That's love of money. But if you go to the market, you brought a product to the market, you sell it. No matter whom you excreta money, somebody said does not smile. So your ability to sell yourself without shame. Please go on Instagram. Go on Instagram. Open Instagram. Begin to sell whatever you have. I have a young girl very close to me. You know what she's doing? She was in maternity when her friend just called her from Kaduna. She lives in Lagos. Alright, please help me buy a weave-on wig. She bought it. When that one, she bought it free of charge. She bought it, collecting money from. She didn't have anything to eat. Then after about a week, the same friend called her. Say, alright, I still want the wig. A friend of mine wanted to buy it too. She bought it again without having any money. About a few days later, she said, about 5 of my friends, they want this wig, this weave-on. How can you get it for me? The girl said, but this time around, you need to have my transport too. You need to add my transport and a little for my time and everything. And she added 5,000 naira to each. She bought it and she bought 10. And suddenly she sat down, she said, just like that, I've made 50,000 naira. Something spinned in her head. Then she called the friend, said, please tell other friends that will love to buy. Any money I make, I give you 1,000 naira on it. I give you I will be buying from Lagos. You'll be giving it straight to them in Kaduna. Within 1 month, she sold 1,000 pieces. Within 1 month, she sold 100. She sold 100. This time around, she added 10,000 naira to it. 10,000. Know what it is. She sat down. She checked her salary. She discovered that she had made within 1-2 weeks what she was making a month. So she just went on the Instagram, put the picture of this thing there, began to advertise it. By the end of that month, she had sold almost 1,000 pieces. She just resigned. At the end of her maternity, she just resigned. We call it shameless marketing. That's one thing we know Dr. Stephen if you cannot market yourself, your skill, your idea. When David saw Goliath, he marketed himself. He said, I've killed bear before. I've killed lion before. Let me kill this one. David would have kept his mouth shut. We wouldn't have known David today. So your tool set, your mindset matters. Your knowledge set matter, your skill set matter, your people set matter, your hand set matter, your set matter. The one that didn't have is your environmental set matter. The environment you locate yourself, you located that yourself. Among know where to do, NFA people that are not going anywhere, people that are not planning anything, people that are not ready to do anything. They are just sitting down there. You use about 5 hours to talk about Arsenal, we beat Chelsea. Chelsea, we beat Man U. About 3 hours. Then they play the football for 90 minutes. After playing the football, use another 2 hours to analyze. No, Saka supposed to score. No, this and that. You see, Salah should leave Liverpool. Oh, Klopp is flopping. And that's environment. People you set around yourself. So if money will flow in your direction, get it again, your mindset, your knowledge set, your skills set, choose not know that I was born and raised in the village. The first 19 years of my life, I live in the village. The first 19, the place I was born, as at the time I was born, there was no electricity there. No electricity. I was 17-year-old where electricity will enter into that village. The night electricity came into that village, you know what happened? Nobody could sleep. Even our dog, our goat, all the chicken, they couldn't sleep. The old everywhere was, because they didn't see light. The cock, they began to crow by 12 midnight. Kokoroko. They've never seen electricity, street light in their lives. There was commotion. Even the king of our village could not sleep. Everybody was walking around. Hey, that was the place I was born. The first time I used WC toilet, you know, in my place we use many people use short put, but my mother was a very rich village person. They have what they call what they call it now, latrine. Yoruba people call talanga. Pit latrine. Who call it? Pit latrine. I never saw WC in my life. Then in 1987, my uncle said I should come to Lagos to come and have some time with them during the holiday. So when we came in the night. In the morning, I felt like going to the toilet. Then I asked them, where is the toilet to? They pointed to me. I couldn't enter into the place because I couldn't fathom toilet inside the room. Our own salanga is always at the back. How can they put inside the room? I went again. I said, where did you say the toilet is? They said, that's the toilet. I stood by the door. Later, I opened the door. When I opened the door, I saw China, Awotangana. That's what I saw. So I went back to the person that told me. I said, no, I saw China plate in the place. They said, no, you put your bomb in that one, Omoko. You put your bomb in that one. So I put my bomb. I was so scared the thing will break. I was so scared. I sat down with fear and trembling. Then I did the thing by the grace of God. When I finished, I expect the thing to go like it normally go down in Salanga. It didn't go. It didn't go. So I was like, what will I do now? This thing did not go. What will I do? Then I saw something that looked like the thing we normally use to do cocoa in our village, like this, by one China again. I look at it. Then I press it. Then water goes out. I ran out. I thought water in the days of Noah will cover the whole house. I ran out. The thing said, I was shivering like this. Later, the thing stopped. I now opened the toilet again to check whether the thing has swallowed everywhere. I'm talking about around 1990. Now, what has changed in my life between 1990 and now? Just about 30. This is what I just mentioned to you now. My knowledge set, my skill set, saying I have some colleagues of myself that are still at that level. It's not because they are not righteous. It's not because they are not holy. Some of them are more brilliant than me. But what happened to them is their mindset remain, their knowledge set remain, their skill set remain, their true set remain, their sense set remain, their environmental set remain. If your money destiny will change, all these things must change about you. If it must change, please write it somewhere and keep it in your mind. In fact, when we finish this night, you will sit down, look at your self set, look at your true set, look at your mindset, and ask yourself, have I changed? Has anything changed in my life? I've written 129 books. Do you know that I went to go and learn how to write books? As far back as 2001, I paid 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira would be like 5 million naira today. To know how terrible it is, my wife and I, we used almost 2 months, 3 months to save 5,000 naira before I could attend that meeting. To know how big it is. 2003, I went. It was organized by the Success Digest magazine as at that period. And that was what blew my destiny. So change. Number 2, the one I just mentioned now, money hates noise. Hey, this is the one I'm waiting for. Money hates noise. Money hates noise. I want somebody to type it for me. If you don't type it, I will not explain it. Money hates noise. Money hates noise. Money hates noise. Everybody type it. Money hates noise. That's why they don't play music in bank. They play music in club. Where you gather money, they don't play music. Where they blow money, they play music. That's why the kind of music you will hear in poor people environment, like Mushin, like Ajekunle, is hey, 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 hey. Omalakpala kind of music. But go to Ikoyi, go to VGC, go to Banana Island. In the estate where I live too, you must not even press on in the compound. The school bus of my children, when we don't move into the place, came around and said, Papa. So now when the school bus come around, you will call us. I'm downstairs. You must not press on. You must not press on. You must not make noise. That is why they don't play music in the bank. Have you ever got into any bank and they are playing music? And everywhere is shifting. People make lot of noise. Poor people make lot of noise. But billionaire hardly talk, they think. Billionaire hardly talk, they think. They are full of thinking. They talk less. Even their laughter is not laughter. It's the laughter. Because they know it takes energy to smile, to laugh. So they don't waste the energy on laughing. It's like that. It's like that. When they're having party, they call it cocktail. Money hates noise. Money hates noise. I'm dragging it somewhere. Poor people make a lot of noise. So if you are lousy, you can't make money. If you are lousy, you can't make money. Music of pure people is loud and noisy. Billionaire goes for brain-stimulating jazz. Go and ask all the Dangotes of the world, Lumelu of this world, and ask them what is their best music. They will never mention Obesere. They will never mention all those loud musics. No. Jazz. Go to Musan Center in Lagos. People you will find there are rich people came to listen to jazz. The music they will be playing, you won't even know that they are playing music. So if you want to make money, create an atmosphere for money in your house by reducing noises and dramas. Reduce noise. What kind of noise I'm talking about? Stop fighting each other, but fight poverty. Every time, hey, you will not kill me today. You will not kill me. I am the head of this family. Hey, you can be the head. You can be the head. Me too. I make my money. You make your money. That kind of couple will never make money. That kind of couple will never make money. That's why I love Stephen Akintayo. The way he's building his wife, the way he's cooperating with his wife. I had a program some time ago. Suddenly he called me. He said, sir, we're having 7 years anniversary of our wedding. Can you please come? I changed all my program to be with him. I changed all my programs. so I can be with them. I saw him. There was been talking about. Later, he said, my queen is joining me today. He was so excited about it. He doesn't want noise. He doesn't want dramas. If you really want to make money, settle with your wife. All the noises. Stop all the bickering, all the bitterness, all the fighting. Divert your energy to fighting poverty. Divert all your money can be a significant source of stress and conflict in marriage if you do not handle it properly. So don't allow money to be a source of stress. When money becomes the source of conflict in marriage, couple involved have a true battle to fight. Stop all the dramas. Don't allow money to be reason why you'll be fighting. As you are fighting about money, you will never think how to make more. You will never. You sit down to intentionally, deliberately, focusedly sit down. How do we make more money? This investment, what do you think about it? Do you know that many couples don't talk money? They only fight about money. They only fight about money. Poor people, they don't do it. Number 3, change your mindset about money. I really want to explain this one now. I've mentioned it in number 1. So it is. If you think you are poor, you are poor. If you think you will be rich, you will be rich. If you think money is evil, it is evil. If you think money will kill you, money will kill you. So, for as a man, thinking is that. So if you really want to be rich, you need to think right about money. Number 1, I want you to know about it is money is not the root of all evil. As I said, bring happiness. People normally say it. Money does not bring happiness. Says who? When you receive a lot, how do you normally feel? Money brings happiness. Poor people that want to console themselves in poverty, they are the ones that normally say this. We don't need to run to make money. Money does not make happiness. A lot of poor pastors normally say this one too. And see, they will still take offering at the end of the service. They will still take money at the end of the service. Empty head is equal to empty pockets. Yes. They are calling some pastor prosperity pastor. They said, I was listening to a message by one of the pastors. They said, you are listening to prosperity pastor. Yes, I said, because I want to be prosperous. Is there anybody that if I wish you bad luck, happy birthday, poverty, and short life, will you like it? So happiness, money bring happiness. Money bring happiness. Alert can bring that blood pressure. Especially when alert is turning to alarm. Alarm. Now when you see it, it's alarm. We will not spend money in heaven. Yes, but we will spend it on earth. You need it. Being rich is equal to materialism and worldliness. What a thought. That's what they taught in the 70s. That's why the church was so poor. They call it as poor as church rats. As poor as church rats. But some godly Christian came, understanding, new pastor came, they changed the perspective. They say it's materialism. It is worldliness. Let me tell you one thing. People will say, rich people cannot make heaven. I need to ask you, where is Abraham? Where is Abraham? Abraham was one of the biggest millionaire of his day, and he's in heaven. What's your brother? The poor brother, Lazarus. He was in poverty, and he made heaven. Abraham was very rich. He made heaven. So it is not the state of your income that will determine whether you will make heaven or not. It is not the state of your income that will determine whether you will make heaven or not. You can be poor and be. So those of you that fear money, that if I become a millionaire, will I make heaven? You need to reprogram your mindset. People cannot make heaven if they have money. Do you know that? I normally tell people jokingly that Lazarus was so poor, he needed to go and read your Bible very well. The Bible says he sat down on the chest on the heart of he didn't even have money to rent a house. He needed to sit down, to manage, to squat on the chest. So every one of us, I want you to change your mind. I want you to type, I change my mind. I change my mind. I will be rich and make heaven. I will be rich and I will make heaven. Test it, test it, test it. I want God to bless you because I want you to build more churches. I want God to bless you because bosses for church. I want God to bless you. I want you to send people to the mission field. That's why Christian must be blessed. That's why you must be blessed. Write it. I will be blessed. I will be blessed and I will make heaven. I will be blessed on earth. I will be a billionaire and I will make heaven. I will be a billionaire and make. They say these people are proud and cocky. We cannot change this. We cannot change this because until you get to their level, you will only believe that they are proud. But there, if there's some area you'll be staying, somebody staying in Banana Island will stop picking your. Saying, I'm not saying anything wrong. It's not because he's proud. It's because level has changed. He knows that anytime he pick your call, you'll be begging for money. He won't pick your call. He won't pick your call. Then you will say he's proud. In fact, when you are at the same level, some people will delete your number after some time. Then you say they are poor. Keep on saying it. I mean, continue to say they are proud and cocky. Oh, some people are looking for miracle money. Some pastors, some poor pastors too, they encourage you. Oh, yeah, raise your phone. Raise up your phone. Raise up your phone. Miracle money will fall into your account. Poor pastor, poor members. If suddenly 5 million naira in your account, you better go to the spend it. You will end up in jail. Then some people say having financial and wet dream is very dangerous. When you are dreaming that you want to make money, it's very dangerous. And some other people, but people that are rich are just lucky. There's no luck in making money. There's no luck. Nobody's lucky. They work for it. Their mindset is changed. Their true change is changed. Their lifestyle is changed. Environment, their environment, they change. They walk into it. We know the story of Akintayo Stephen. We know where he is. We know where he was so poor. You must have heard his story. I don't need to repeat it to you. So you can trail it because poverty has trail. Prosperity too has trail. You can trace it. The reason why somebody is poor, you can trace it. The reason why somebody is rich, you can trace it. So do it. Do it. Number 4, hate poverty in your family. Hate poverty. Proverbs about 10, verse 15. Hate poverty. Do you want to manage money well in your family? The rich man where is a strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. The day I encountered this scripture, for about 3-4 days, I was not myself. The rich man wealth is a strong city, but destruction of the poor is their poverty. So poverty is bad. Poverty is shameful. Poverty takes life. Poverty is expensive. I cannot afford it. Poverty is bad. Poverty is shameful. Poverty is not even godly. Poverty can make you to compromise. Poverty takes lives. Many people died because of poverty. Poverty is expensive. Don't justify poverty. Don't see poverty as a sign of righteousness. Don't explain why you are poor. Don't see it as a cause. Don't see it as a cause that cannot be removed. Don't say, we are always poor in our family. No, it's not a cause. It's because the mindset of your family has not changed. The true set of your family has not changed. Change your mind. It's not a cause. It may be laziness. It's not a cause. It may be laziness. It may be attitude. It may be attitude. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. Say, I hate poverty with passion. And don't blame people, don't blame other people for the state of your poverty. Nobody made you poor. Nobody made you poor. It is, in as much you are more than 18 years of age, your poverty is about you. Your poverty, you cause it. Number 5, pursue financial intelligence with your pals. We are now dragging it into marriage now. The way you will handle money depends on your level of financial intelligence. So if thou be wise, the Bible says thou shalt be wise for yourself. But if thou scornest, only you will bear it. Proverbs 9:12. Pursue financial intelligence. I expect More than 6,000, 60,000 people in this conference. Something that is free. Now they are not here. Something that is free. Pursue financial intelligence. And please, as you are learning about money, you better call your wife. Because 60% of your disposable income is your wife that will spend it, that will help you to spend it. She's the one that will buy grocery. She's the one that will buy oil. She's the one that will manage the house. If your wife is not learning the same level you will learn, you're making more money, she'll be spending more. She'll be there's a demon called shoe and bag. That's the only thing she'll be buying. The only thing, shoe and bag, shoe and bag, shoe and bag, cloth. There's no time shoe and bag. But when you train her very well, she will know the time. She will know that life is in phases and people are in sizes. There are some bag that does not fit you at your level. 50,000 naira bag does not fit some people. 100,000 naira bag does not fit some people. Do you know that some people, 10,000 naira worth of bag and shoe does not fit them at their level in income? But the time is coming. You can be 10,000 naira, $10,000 worth of bags, and you are still not extravagant. It is in level. That is why you don't buy things you can't afford to impress people that you hate. Nobody is impressed. It's only your pocket that is suppressed. It is only your pocket. So pursue financial intelligence. There are 3 ways people handle money. Some people waste it. We don't have financial intelligence. You will waste money by buying liabilities. They will be throwing parties. They will be cooking. Oh, we need to buy much. We need to buy this. Oh, I was so worried about it. My wife, why are you planning to feed people that are not hungry? Why are you planning? I was looking for 5 Alive. I was looking for this. Why? What's your problem? Wahala. In my wedding, I didn't use my hand to buy 1 bottle of Coke. Thank God, my father-in-law, no 5 Alive. And the marriage is about 23 years this year. It's about 23 years. Now, if my own son, my daughters are getting married, I can decide to take 5. People are in don't waste money. Some people spend money. Some people make use of money. This is what's supposed to do. So learn how to make money. Learn how to make it. What to do. Learn how to make. Financial intelligence is about learning how to make money. It's about learning how to spend money. It's about learning how to save money. It's about learning how to invest money. It's learning about personal and family finance. It's about investing money in knowledge via training, financial mentorship, books, read. I'm an accountant, a trained accountant, but I was never taught how to handle my personal finance in the accounting hall. No. The thing I knew now, I taught myself self-development. So improve yourself, grow. Number 6, learn and speak language, money language. What is money language? VPS. What is V? Value. We are getting there. What is value? Value is the first language money speaks. Money speak value. Is the language. Money does not speak Yoruba. It does not speak English. It does not speak Mandarin. That's the Chinese. It does not speak Portuguese. No. But there is a universal language of money. Whenever you speak it, whosoever you are, money is not by gender. It's by value. So what is value? Having something valuable you carry. That's value. Something valuable. And people will pay for it. They are looking for. What are these things? I think I should show you some of this leaf that give the right answer. So what is value? A product, an idea, a solution, a service. A service. If you don't have something to sell, I read this one in book, I think from, it wasn't on my Murdoch, several years ago, 1994. If you don't have something, never excel. If you don't have something you are selling, so what are you selling? What you carry? What are you selling, sister? It is not about prayer. Holy Spirit, bless me, bless me, bless me. God does not bless like that. He blesses the work of your hand. Money does not answer to miracle. It answers to principles. Principles. Principle. Oh, Pastor, are you saying money cannot come by miracle? Money that comes by miracle. We pass through the door of principles. We pass through the door of principle. We pass through the door of principle. We pass through the door. For example, I did some pillows, some throw pillows, and I brought it to the market. People look at it and say, "Oh, I love this, I love this." About 2 or 3 people bought it. The second day, one of them called and said, "Oh, woman, oh man, can you supply our company with 1,000 pieces of that throw pillow?" That is miracle, but it came by principle of me having the product to sell, and I'm bringing it to the market. So if you don't have something to sell, you can. If you carry the value they need, they will beg you to pay you for it. If you have the value they carry, if you have the value they carry, they will thank you for paying you for it. If you carry the value they are looking for, they will thank you for paying you for it. They will pay you, they will say thank you. So you must be resourceful. Resourcefulness is the secret of overflowing resources. Wow. Can somebody type that? Resourcefulness is the secret of overflowing resources. Resourcefulness is the secret of overflowing resourcefulness, or overflowing resources. Do you want resources? The word resourcefulness is the mother that get back to it. Is the secret. So you must be resourceful. So let me show you 16 things people will pay for every day. Number 1, something that remove their fear. That's what we call value. Something that remove their fear, something that remove their sorrow, something that remove their pain, something that remove their hunger, something that remove their thirsts. It can be water like this that remove their thirst, something that remove their hunger, something that make their life easier, something that bring them security, something that answer their question, something that bring them pleasure, something that heal their sicknesses, something that enhances their status, something that meet their need, something that enhances their pride, something that protect them from death, something that give them peace of mind, and something that enhances their beauty, That is what we call value. Can you see it again? That remove fear, that remove sorrow, that remove pain, that remove hunger, that remove thirst, that make their life easier, that bring them security, that answer their question, that give them pleasure, that remove their sicknesses, enhances their status, that meet their need, that enhances their pride, that protect them from death, that give them peace of mind, and that add the beauty to that woman. Women want to be beautiful. Just know how to do hair. Just know how to do makeup. They will pay you for it. They will pay. They will even beg you. They will even book ahead. They will even say they will come by 5 a.m. So before 7 a.m., you have made money. You have made money. This is what we call value. L2 of money is people. People. So locate people that need your value. Then carry your load to them. Locate where they are. Locate where they gather. Locate the language they speak. Locate the language. Value is not enough. You must locate the people that need the value. You must locate. You don't sell snow to the Eskimo. You don't sell you don't sell what we call it snow to the Eskimo. Eskimo are born and live inside snow, so you can't go and sell it to them. The third one is selling. I've mentioned this. Market your value to the people shamelessly. Get the value to the locate, have a value, get the value to the people, advertise it to them, publicize it to them, then get your money for them. Then you are rich. Then please have 1,000 things. Have 1,000 things like this that you can sell for 1,000 naira. Then sell 1,000 pieces. Then you make your first million in life. That's just it. 1,000 things like this that you can allocate 1,000 people that can buy it for you. 1,000 multiplied by 1,000, that's 1 million. And if you have 1 million thing, and you have 1 million people that can buy it, you make your first 1 billion. It's just as simple as that. Just as simple as that. So value, people, selling, value, people, selling, value, people, selling is the mother of the last one. I think the 7th one, then will be talk and plan about money with your spouse. Talk and plan about money, intentional talk about it, personal and couple financial goal, you will be able to get it. how to make more money, how to save more money. You must discuss with your wife how to manage money, how to invest money, how to invest it. Many couples will never talk about it. That's why if you are not talking about it, you will fight about it. Number 8, take charge of your money. Take charge of your money. Think money, not how to do people, not how to kill people, but think money, how to make it, how to save it. So make money. Make money. Number 3, budget money. Save money. Use money to make more money. Invest money. Maximize money. Then you will be rich and the Lord God will bless you. These are the books I spoke about. Money management in marriage. Money, maximizing money in marriage. Then my family must prosper. Seller, bcadewale.com/seller.co / other books are there on Seller too. We also have these books on Amazon. Just type BC Adewale. You will see all our books on marriage, on everything. You will see them there. And for men, May 1 to May 31, we call it Men Grooming Academy. Just go to bcadewale.com/MEGA, mega. You can register for it and be part of it. bcadewale.com/mega. All our social media handles, you can see them on the screen now. Instagram at BC Adewale, Twitter at BC Adewale, Facebook.com/Pastor BC Adewale, YouTube at BC Adewale, LinkedIn BC Adewale, but TikTok is bc.adewale. All of them are available for you so that you can grow, so that you can better. If you DM me too, I do answer DM myself. So please go there and it shall be well with your soul. It is well with your soul. Thank you, Dr. Stevie. Thank you, Ogena. Thank you, BC, my namesake. Thank you, my wife, Oluwayomi, in the house. Olori Adetutu. The Lord God bless you. I bless every one of us. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, am I the only one who is wowed? Am I the only wowed individual in this conference? Come on, let us celebrate. Let us celebrate Pastor BC Adewale. Sir, that was, it was superb. It was delightful. It was first class. As a matter of fact, permit me to call this master class. We really appreciate having you, sir. We appreciate your outpouring. And for the sake of time, I have just one question for you, sir. Are you still there, sir?
I'm there.
Fantastic. So, sir, given that you're an author, a publisher, an accountant, a marriage coach, a TV host, and the president of Africa's premier marriage institute, I'll be asking you this question that pertains to education and financial literacy. So, sir, my question is, could you kindly help us briefly analyze the role of education and financial literacy in promoting healthy financial habits within families? And how can parents teach children about money management from an early age? We have less than 3 minutes, sir.
Question is very fantastic. Please note that I said something when I was talking that I'm a qualified accountant. My wife is an accounting class. They never taught us about money management. In fact, call it cash. It's not money. So is it that debt? Is cash? Management accounting, cost accounting, government accounting, taxation, and many, many things, but not finance, not money. So accountant is not a money manager, but account manager. So now, if an accountant and economist was never taught about money, that is to know, you need to know that something is wrong with our system. So you as a to learn about money and practice that habit. Practice it. Let them see you saving. Let them see you planning. Because 80% of what, 100% of what your children will take 80% of what they see in you and 20% of what you teach them to make 100% of their life. 80%, 20% their life. We have corruption in Nigeria today because of lack of financial literacy. People think more money, we give them rest. More money, we open door for them. They go down when you don't manage it well. When you don't manage it. So parents, you need, okay, about money education for children. What parents, I have 17 chapters in that book. What parents should teach their children from what is money, how to handle money, understanding saving, understanding what they need to teach their children. Every parent should be committed to training their children about this. If you don't want to raise poor children, that will give you problem in your old age. Very important, because that's the reason why a lot of our young ones are going for what they call it now, Yahoo in secondary school, in the university. Yeah, that make more money by juju. Just mention one. That this one is a billionaire. And he didn't have any product, he doesn't have any product, he doesn't have any services head of the person. And they put every time when they call for money, money will come out. Hey! And today is a single one. They scam you. They scam you. They scam you. Money only respond to value. I mentioned 16 of them. Money respond to value. And when you have the value, people pay you and thank you for collecting their money. People pay you and thank you for collecting their money. And that is it. So what value do you have? So teach your children how to develop value, how to connect people, then how to market themselves. I remember when my first child was around 11-year-old. He went for a training. Himself and the younger brother. So he came back. I think they taught them how to have gold. Into his room one day, and I saw it on his wall. I will be a billionaire by age 27. He wrote it. I will be a billionaire by age 27. I looked at it. When he came back to school, I called him. I said, Prince, what is this? He said, I'm targeting to be a billionaire by age 27. I said, that's a very big vision. He said, I don't know. I said, then remove it. If you don't know, then remove it. I said, that's how armed robbery normally starts. I said, you can put it on the wall like this, then on your table, you will now plan, get there. Because I don't want this thing to get to your head. And all I want to do is to be a billionaire by age 27. The guy just graduated from Covenant University. He now came and thanked me. He said, Daddy, thank God for what you said, Dan. I'm starting a company. I can still be a billionaire by age 27 because he's just, by the time he graduated, he was just 19. I can still be a billionaire by age 27. He said, yeah, but I now have a plan. I need to do this. I need to. Now we have started a company. Then they can now plan to be a billionaire by age 27. That's how to train your children so that you stop giving up criminals, bandits, armed robbers, kidnappers that will destroy everybody. The Lord bless you in the name of Jesus.
The Lord bless you too, sir. The Lord bless you. The Lord bless yours, and everything you lay your hands on shall prosper. And I'm saying this not just for you, but even for the beautiful Mrs. Felicita Oluwashaki and her husband, whose birthday is tomorrow, Pastor Ayo Oluwashaki.
Pastor Ayo,
yes,
I celebrate you, sir.
Yes, we are going to send him cake.
I will send you cake through WhatsApp. Send me, please DM me, both of you. Please DM me on Bisi Adewale on Instagram. Let's connect. Pastor Ayo, I love the activity.
I will do that.
Okay, so we'll do that.
At Bisi Adewale, we connect. We connect. Thank you. Please permit me to pray for him for his birthday. Please permit me.
Please, sir,
Pastor Ayo, I hand you over into the hand of the Lord. You will prosper.
Amen.
In that you and your children and your generation will be a symbol of honor. In the
Amen.
name of Jesus. Your
Amen.
glory will shine.
Amen.
You and your wife, you will prosper, and it shall be
Amen.
well with you. It shall
Amen.
we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that, sir.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself and every participant of this conference, I would love to say a very big thank you to all of our speakers, from Dr. Stephen Akintayo to Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, to Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Ayo and Felicitas Oluwasegun, and of course, our speaker for tonight, Pastor BC Adewale. Today's session has been fire, back to back to back. And in giving you a quick recap, I just want to remind us that in managing family finance in Nigeria and the diaspora, you must have a plan. And in the words of the beautiful Pastor Felicitas, she said to us that plan for her, P stands for pray, purpose, preparation, L stands for love, limitlessness, and learning. A stands for action and assessment. N stands for network and nurturing. And of course, she said, ladies, don't be a lady, be a woman of relevance. Okay? And of course, her amazing husband, who took us on balancing business, career, and family, made us understand that there's an hierarchy and order in the scheme of things for you to improve your effectiveness as the head of the family. And you must, of course, put God first, your health, your family, your work. And as a man, you must be a provider, a prophet, a priest, and a protector. He also highlighted that provision it goes beyond just making financial obligations as at when due, but in being present, in being involved, and in communicating with your spouse and children. He also stated clearly that communication is the lifeline of every marriage, and they both made us understand that you cannot nag a man to change. Nobody changes in marriage. Marriage only amplifies your personality. And of course, to someone that I didn't see coming, sir, Pastor BC, you look so quiet, but you were giving us a lot of back and forth. Okay, he is an author, publisher, accountant, marriage coach, TV host, and the president of Africa's Premier Marriage Institute. And he gave us 8 ways to manage money. He said you must master the money set, your mindset, your knowledge set, your skill set, your people set, your hand set, tool set, selling set, and environment set. Ladies and gentlemen, I say to Christians all over the world that the problem we have as Christians is that we do not practice the word in the world. And so it would be a huge dishonor to every speaker we have had tonight if we have had this immersive outpouring and we do absolutely nothing about it. Remember, the family is the foundation of the society. And if you're sick and tired of all the wrongdoings in Africa, you must fix your home, you must fix your finances, and you must build the kingdom. Remember, resourcefulness is the secret of overflowing resources. And money does not respond to miracles. It responds to principles. Again, I would love to say thank you. I see you to every member of the team. Eze, Stella, Omoyemi, John, Teju, Fumilayo, Emeti, Timini, your engagements have been noticed and God will definitely bless you. To Mr. Barry, thank you. And of course, the eagle herself, Mrs. BC Akintayo. Thank you, GTEC Holding. Thank you, Stephen Akintayo Foundation. Thank you, Dr. Stephen Akintayo. God bless us all and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. See you tomorrow at 11 p.m. I love you. Bye for now.
married, you lost everything, right? Some believe it's spiritual, some